Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the Woke Africa show today. Um, I'm hoping I actually got a guest speaker for today. So I'm hoping that he'll join us, early enough to be able to give us, information about our topic for today. But guys, how I do it every time. You know how I do it every time. Hi, X dot. Hi, and welcome to the Woke Africa show. Thank you so much for participating. As we wait for more of our brothers and sisters to join in, I would like to, you know how I do it, guys. You know how I do it. I actually do like to give you some kind of, motivation to succeed, motivation to join hands in hands in the awakening of our people. Hi, fam. Hi, fam. Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, X dot. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new material, you're going to be prompted. Or when I come on live shows, you'll be prompted. So guys, welcome. Please leave a comment. Let me know you're here and let me give you some shouts. So hey, I would like to thank all my new subscribers. If you're here and you're a new subscriber, I just want to welcome you to the show. We do a lot of hey, all right, let's see. So X dot, you're watching from Saudi Arabia. That's interesting. Can you tell us? Hey, okay, I'm putting the invitation link in the description box so that you can join in. You can call in and tell yourself, I'd like to know how you're doing over there with coronavirus. And yeah, so there it is. So X dot, can you call in and tell us a little bit about what is going on in Saudi Arabia, about the coronavirus and quarantine and all that? If you can, please call in. Okay. All right, guys. So as I always do it, I like to give you the motivation for the week. Today is Sunday, so a lot of us will be preparing to go to work tomorrow. Those of us who have started work will be preparing to go. So just realize that our collective rights as African people, it doesn't matter your skin color, as long as you're African. um, it's important for you to realize the times that we're in, and you have all the chance in the universe. You have all the time, in the universe to study and research about our journey as Africans. You do, because as long as there's knowledge, learning doesn't stop. As long as there's knowledge, learning does not stop. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Stop. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
you.
you.
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, fantastic. Welcome to the Woke Africa show. My name is AJ, your host. And hey, so I would like to know, tell us a bit about you, and then also tell us about what is happening in Saudi concerning the coronavirus outbreak, and also how is quarantine going.
Okay. In the first place, I'll greet your viewers, and then
Thank you so
secondly,
much.
I will thank you for your show. Your show, I think, it's Vara, and
Thank you.
speak
Thank you.
to Wendy Maya. That I follow you.
Oh, I see. welcome to my brother man's channel. Don't worry, we will treat you all here. Hello, can you hear me? X dot, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? X dot. X dot, can you hear me? Hello? Okay, I think we X dot here, and I'm sure he will call back in when he can. So we are live in Accra, Ghana, and please do call. You know, if you want to tell us about how your lockdown situation is wherever you are, please do call in, and then let's have that conversation. You know, before I venture into our topic for today. So guys, fam, call me. Hi, shouts to everybody, the Woke Africa Show family. Shouts to all of you online. Shouts to you if you missed this, and you're coming to join in, then shouts to you. So if you can call in. So as I do it every time, the motivation is very, very, very important. You need to be self-motivated to realize the times we are in, guys. Read as much as you can, save as much material as you can, because the people who do not know who they are indeed lost, guys. And we don't want to not know about our history and where we're going. That is how we will perish if we don't keep studying, keep working on our awakening and our unity. So it's important for me. I'm not just telling you this, I'm living this. Okay, I'm living this. I have platforms and working towards even kind of like helping brothers and sisters on the continent to kind of liberate their minds from mental slavery and to understand the situations that our race have endured as Africans all over the continent. So I would like to urge you to continue to keep pushing the African reawakening agenda. Keep supporting the move. Okay, keep supporting the move with your resources, with your time, and your support. Remember that our individual success is meaningless, and we will talk about it. Yeah, and we'll talk about it. So we have to be united in that. So fam, I'm telling you, like, wherever you find yourself, this is serious. Like, saving our race is a very serious matter. Saving our race is such a serious matter, because those who wants to do whatever they want to do to us, they sit down, they strategize, and they effect their plans. Okay, I find that a lot of African people are kind of like they're confused, because we all come on YouTube and we say let's unite, but the question is, where is the point? Like, where is the focal point? Where is the direction of our unity? What are we doing as a people to, like, when we say we should unite? What do we mean by that? What do we mean by that? So definitely, to understand the concept of our unity, you have to understand the concept, our greatness. You have to understand what our ancestor, because you and I, like, for example, sometimes I just try to go back. I just try to go back with everything I've heard. I just try to go back to our history, like try to find out something about us. And I live in Ghana, so I try to like go way back, like before the slave ships came. we know about the culture, the traditional culture, but then that was it. That was it. So how did we lose our culture? How did we lose ourselves? How did we lose the people that we are? How did it happen? How did it happen? How did it happen? I don't know. So we need to please hold on. Kylie, I'm on live. Don't mind it. Auntie in patch control or I want to why. Now yeah no oh yeah. Slow but sure. Please, why? Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I need to see whenever I'm on live, whenever my daughter wants my attention every day, every time. So when I'm on live, she can't deal with that 2 hours or 1 hour that I'm on live. So she acts up a lot. But she's a gorgeous, beautiful, amazing, very intelligent as well. And I feel so blessed to have her. But she's really trying to be my partner. She's really trying to partner my live shows, and I just have to manage it sometimes. I work from home, so when I'm not at work, I'm home and I'm bringing you amazing content as much as I can. So everyone who watches my show knows that the Woke Africa show is about conversation. So when you watch Dr. Movie show, you realize that it's about political news and updates. My show is about you know conversation, because it's just like it's where we don't have you don't have to be politically correct all the time to contribute here. We are like a liberal show where we talk about the things that are happening to us, and feel free to talk about. So please kind of feel free to join in the conversation. The link is there. And let's talk. Let's just have a hearty conversation. It's not just about, what I have to tell you. You see, that's the thing. I always like to hear what you have to say, what you have to add to the conversation, because it's not a conversation if it's one way. That's why I always put the link to call in the comment section. So please check the comment section. The link is there. Just click it and then call in. It will take you to StreamYard and then connect you to the show. And I'll definitely love to hear what you have to say, guys. Definitely, most definitely. Okay, so I'm talking about like motivating ourselves. You get my point? We have to have that mental strength. We need that mental strength as a people to kind of be able to understand our situation in the world. And I'm telling you that there was this there was this Chinese guys who got treated for COVID-19. I don't know if you watched that show, and he got treated from COVID-19, and then they had become dark. They had darkened after the treatment. So like they had become like they had morphed from Chinese, like light white skin Chinese to black skin, like black African skin. And they were so horrified, guys. They were so horrified. They were so horrified that they needed like emotional and mental trauma counseling, like post traumatic disorder counseling, guys. That's, you see, when I watched that show, I was like, man, so you people think being black is just so like so terrible that it terrifies you? Then that tells a lot about who you are as a person. Because if being black is that bad to you in your mind, then it tells a lot about you. Excuse me. Yes, David. It tells a lot about you. the individual, okay, about what you think about Africans. So you think that when you are black, you need post-traumatic stress disorder counseling? Really? How about shalom, Eliana? Welcome. I hope I mentioned your name well, Eliana. Ahava, right? I hope I mentioned your name well. Welcome. And so, are you guys seeing something different today? Are you seeing that my lighting has improved today? Okay, so what it was is that I got new lighting, but I'm still not there. I'm still not there because this this laptop webcam is not, I think the settings may be off, but I've not been able to do the settings well. So I'm just trying to get it get it to a position where when I come on live and you see my live videos is good. Yeah. So so thank you so much, Eliana. I'm so glad that I got your name right. So fam, before we get into the topic for today, I would like to continue to urge you guys, okay? Urge you guys to keep the strength, because being a black person in this dispensation, honestly, sometimes, the first time you get hit with reality, okay, is the first time you experience racism, the first time, the very first, sometimes you're not careful, it breaks you, but because the Most High is with us, we get this strength within us. Hey Evie, hey Evelyn. Hey, Salom, I'm waiting for you. You're the one I've been waiting for. Okay. You're the one I've been waiting for. So welcome. And it's time for us to, okay. All right. So I'm going to post the link again, and then you can call in. Yeah. Yes. So that's the link. So you can call in and we can give our people a treat today. So Salom, please send the link to all social media. And guys, please, I'm asking you, can you send the link to all your social media? Let's grow this channel. Help me to grow this channel because I think that we have a lot to do, So help me grow this channel and, let's do it. I have a surprise announcement for you guys, though. I have a surprise announcement. For you guys. I am on YouTube Live. So join me as you are here. Please subscribe, and I'll definitely get all of us to the point where we all know what's coming up. So I'm just excited today about my lighting. Aren't you guys? guys, aren't you excited about my lighting? I am, fam. Okay. So the wonderful announcement is, how passionate I am about Africa rising, Africa uniting, and all of that. But I realize that most people are confused sometimes because when we say we must wake up, we must wake up. Thank you so much, David. I really appreciate your support. That is David, my very good friend. And David, I really appreciate your support and your contributions to this channel. And, guys, let's all support. Please keep the likes up. Keep the likes up because that is how algorithms work. So if you're here, please hit the like button and let's get the show, running. Yes. So you know how I'm serious and I love to. Okay, Salom is calling in. Salon, as I told you, is our resource person for today's program. Hello.
Hey, hi. Good evening.
Mr. Traveling photographer. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. I'm seeing your the shine on your forehead, so that is telling me that you have better lighting than I have. You have.
Anyway,
I'm still working on my lighting, but
it's
I
okay.
still have a long way to go.
You just have to position
I but
yourself
I
well.
think no, but I think that my laptop camera needs setting. Anyways,
Okay,
stories for another day.
if you're using a laptop, then that means a camera, the webcam, the quality is so low. Okay, so maybe you have to
Oh,
use your
I would
phone
have
rather.
to.
Yes, because the
Oh,
phone
I see. I
is
see.
better. Yes, sure.
Oh, but I can't use my phone. I've been
Yeah.
trying to use my phone, but I can't because my subscription numbers are not up to.
So,
So yes, so that's why I'm asking all of you to help by sharing the
mm,
channel, and
yeah,
subscribing, and let's get us to a point where I can bring you good quality,
sure.
videos. Yeah. All right. So today, I was in the process. I don't know if you can add your voice to it before we get
Okay.
to our topic for today,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's about empowering our people, encouraging them, but most of all giving a sense of direction, because people get confused a lot. Well, they've heard that we must unite, but what do you mean we should unite? Well, how do we unite? What is it about? What is our unity? Where is the focal point? Where is the action point of our unity? If we say we're uniting, are we uniting to build another education system if the one we have is not good enough? Why are we uniting? Are we going to war or what with our oppressors, or what? What is the purpose of our unity? And so I always like to say that the focal point of our unity, one, is to all of us be interested to understand our position now in the world,
Yeah, sure.
which is a very difficult thing to deal with when you understand our position. It is a very difficult thing to come to terms with. So that is your first step. After coming to terms with it, hello,
Yeah, I'm
calling on
here.
Mayat, our sister Abina is on the show. And welcome, 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 calling on Mayat. So it's something difficult to deal with. Now, when you finish dealing with it, then you need to come to the realization of asking yourself who you really are. Then that is when you start to get interested in your history. That's where you
Mm,
start to get interested. Where have we come from? Where are we going? Then you start to ask those questions and get answers for those questions. Then once you start to understand that, then you are empowered, you are energized, and you are awake. And when you become awake, that is when you ask yourself, how, or you ask the question, how can I help? What can I do to help? How may I be of help? Then you ask all those questions. But when people ask those questions, do they get the answers? Do they get the right answers? Do you think we have enough people actually, putting their lives or their jobs or their anything online to, get out there and talk about the African situation?
yes, I will say thank you very much for this very question. Yes, the fight has always been there. There are a lot of people who have put their lives out there to make sure some of these things are done. Okay, but then to some extent, it looks like most of the youths, let me put it that way, are not so much interested in that. Okay, but it looks like maybe it's a little older generations that are looking at that aspect of it. But I know in no time, okay, most people will come to that realization. Okay, and I was listening to is it Professor Lumumba or Dr. Lumumba? I'm not so sure of the name actually, but I know he's Lumumba actually. He was giving a lecture somewhere. He was talking about the fact that um, Africans, we need to get united, or you need to be united, just like what you're saying
Yeah,
right now.
I think the title is Dr. Patrice.
Patrice,
I think,
yeah, we have.
yeah.
If you're not mistaken, if you're not careful, you might replace the Patrice to the other Patrice who was executed. I think Zaire, president also, and this one too
Oh,
is
yeah,
also
yeah,
yeah, this one too is also I think
yeah.
is
I'm
Patrice or
talking
Patrice
about
also.
he's
Yeah, yeah,
PL. I think he's
he's
PLO
Lumumba,
something.
Lumumba.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So he was talking about the fact that when you look at the African continent, okay, any
Mm-hmm.
African leader who tries to stand in the way of the Europeans, okay, by doing what is
Mm-hmm.
right, what happens is this: either they execute him, okay, or assassinate him, or
Mm-hmm.
probably something else happens, okay. And he made references of most of the African countries. Now, currently, when you look at Africa in general, okay, you realize that the fight has changed. Okay. Now the Chinese are trying to invade our country. They are taking away virtually everything of us. Okay. And to me, that is so alarming. That is so alarming. I can cite instance somewhere 2000 and I think 11. Okay. And I was doing my national service in around Bekwai. And there was a time a man
Okay.
called me to we go do a video of his farmland. Actually, it's a cocoa farmer. And when we got there, my oh my, it has drained that day. So we picked a car from Bekwai through to the Anyakwanta Anyakwanta Junction. Then we went to those Mansoon areas. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
Amansia South. Yeah, good. And believe me, the road network was bad. As if that wasn't enough, the car has to pass on a log, which it has rained. Okay, so we all alighted from the car and then we walked whilst the car was trying to find its way to cross over. And when we got to the farmland, wow, it's something else. It was terrible. The whole farmland, it's hanging.
Tell
Okay,
us what you saw.
hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So,
Okay.
just one moment. If you
Mm.
just joined us, this is Woke Africa Show. Welcome, welcome. If you are new, please subscribe. Please know that the topic for today is that we're talking about indiscriminate mining in Africa and the future repercussions on generations unborn. And this is a very hot topic because if you look at the land scale in Africa, all arable land in Africa is being attacked daily by indiscriminate mining, and our water bodies are being destroyed by chemicals and results of mining activities in Africa. So, as young people, these are things that are important to us, and we want our leaders to address. So welcome, and if you're here, please share the channel and invite your friends to join us. Please like and support us on Patreon. We have a project on Patreon which I'll talk about later, but you can support the channel as well on Patreon, and we really appreciate you. I'd like to give a shouts to our Patreons. You guys are amazing. We are so grateful. Calling on Mayat, thank you so much for being a patron. Andre Hachette, thank you so much. Sharon, thank you. Taki, thank you all so very much. So please, Salon, please
Yes.
let's go. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we got there, and then, to be very honest with you, the farmland was hanging. The farm was hanging, actually. They've dug the whole place, and eventually, what they were doing was mining, illegal mining. You see, and as I said, the whole farmland has been turned upside down. And I was like, wow, are these guys humans at all? Because these are things that these are some people's livelihood, okay? And
Yeah.
in the Ashanti region, people most of the people there are farmers, and they
Mm-hmm.
do cocoa farms a lot. You understand? They farm cocoa, And
Yes.
cocoa happens to be the backbone, or agri happens to be the backbone of our economy. And for that matter, cocoa plays a major role in that. You see, so when I saw that, I was like, wow, what's happening? And is the
Mm-hmm.
government seeing what is happening? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after that, after that time, after those documentaries, I hear they were going to court and the rest. I didn't want to like follow because I was just doing my national service around that place, and I
At the
wanted to
time.
just do my service and then leave that place. Okay. Now, then way forward, that was 2016. I went to those same areas again, and
Okay.
before going there, I went to Prestia. I went to take a video of those places and then pictures as well. And when you are in the big cities, if you're in Accra, you hear of Prestia, and then what comes to mind is, wow, it's a mining town. It should be a very nice place and the rest. But
It should
with
be
all due,
beautiful.
yes, with all due respect and then apologies to everybody, okay, Prestia is one of the places that if you ask me to go again, I'll tell you I won't go. Now,
Really?
Prestia, when I went there, okay, as of 2016, when I went there, I got there at night. Okay. So I always tell
Mm-hmm.
people this. It might sound a bit funny, but it's always the truth. When you get to Prestia at night and then they give you water, you will drink. Okay. But when you get to Prestia daytime and then they give you water, just looking at the environment alone, you say no, you won't drink the water. Because Ankobra River has been destroyed. It looks like tea. Okay. The color of the water, because they mine in the water. So the
It's
color.
tend to muddy water mixed with
Good,
chemicals.
good. That's where I was just coming to. So it looks
Mm.
muddy, you understand? And the color is brownish gold, that way. And who would drink such type of water? You see,
Yeah.
now I got to the mining areas and I have to enter some of the pits and take pictures. Now, one of the things that one young guy told me was this: say, I don't know you, but I see you're a journalist. I'm begging you. We can only give you the good side of we can only give you our side of the story, but then the other side of it, just you can figure it out. It was like, I mine here, I come here to do galamsey or whatever. Okay, I come to like work for these Chinese guys, and for all you know, some of us have not even seen the gold we claim we are mining before. We have not seen it
Really?
before. And I was like, wow. Said yes, we came here, dig, and then what's the name? Wash the sand, and then when we get the stones, we assume they are good, and then we just give them out. There are people who comes to collect those ones actually, and it's like 3 or 4 steps actually. So there are people who does this. We dig. There's a group that washes it in the water. There's another group that collects the washed out stones or marbles or whatever in that process. So for some of us, when it comes to gold, we've not seen it before. We are just working here, and we just want
Yeah.
to make sure we feed our family. That's all. And I was like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yes.
are you guys for real? Are you serious? And the road network is it's bad. It's terrible. It's
Okay.
terrible.
Okay. So I'd like to ask you. Welcome. Mrs. Nate, Tasha, baby. Welcome. I see you, sister. I see you, and I see calling on me asking, why is this happening? Why is this happening? We are definitely going to get to this point, and that is why I would like to introduce Selom again. Selom is actually a journalist who has been involved in following the story of indiscriminate mining in Ghana. And the reason why this has become an important, topic to discuss is because of the perpetuation of this horrific uh you know um I would say mishandling of the environment in Africa. So stay tuned and thank you for joining. If you're new, please subscribe, and also please check us out on Patreon and become a patron to support the various projects that we are bringing up. The Ubuntu Center is upcoming, and the name speaks for itself. I am who we are. So the Ubuntu Center seeks to bring us together in such an epic magnitude. Please support the Ubuntu project on Patreon and subscribe to our show for more interesting updates. Yeah. So Salom is actually he has traveled far and wide, and he has come to first-hand witness as to what goes on in the hinterland, in places you and I cannot go. And so he's sharing his experience with us from everywhere that he's traveled to. And so please, if you like the show, please listen. So Sam, I wanted to ask you, when you went, what okay, so can you describe Prestia to us? Is it like, does it have a township? Is it a place that has a township, and then that has the mining sector, so that we can compare the lives of the people living in the community with the the surroundings as you're talking about? And who are those perpetuating this kind of destroying the river Ankobra, right?
Yeah, River Ancobra. Okay, so
Ankobra, yes.
Pristia is a big town, okay, and it's just like Takrady, but the only difference is it's a developed community. If I say developed, I'm careful to say I'm talking about the buildings actually, but the road network is my problem now, okay, and there are a lot of social amenities that has not been tackled over there. Okay, the road network is very dusty to describe. It's very very dusty. The last time I visited that place, the road network was very dusty, which I felt for a place with its name that has traveled so far. Okay, I thought that shouldn't be that name shouldn't befit Prestia. Okay, with what I saw over there, the name doesn't befit Prestia, and I felt so sad to see such a place in that um, deplorable state.
Deplorable state, yes.
Good.
So
Mhm.
how about, were you able to get into the town to meet the people and assess their living
Yes.
situation over there?
So I spoke with some people in the community, and what happened was that they also shared their side of the stories with me. Some I don't have the facts about that one. Okay, but then I'm careful to say I hear there was one gentleman who used to be a journalist there who was also bombarding the illegal mining and the rest, the water being destroyed. But eventually he became a chief, and they were paying is it ransom or whatever they called it. After work before they go to a
He
contestant to
became
mine.
the journalist became a chief
Yes,
in Prestia.
yes, good. You see,
Yeah.
and there's always an amount of money they pay, as in the miners, okay, to the chiefs. You see, and they do that yearly. They give him money yearly, and I think it's for working on his land, for that matter. So he was one time a journalist, and he has seen it, but then you know the stories always change when you get to the top there. You get me? The stories always change when you get to the top there. It looks like one way or the other, okay, I'm careful to say, some of our leaders are only interested in what will come into their pocket more than what the community tends to benefit.
Yeah,
Okay.
it seems like the case though.
Say again.
It seems like the case because this has been happening. Illegal mining, we've been talking about it. At first, it used to be like, people from the community doing this now. It's taking a whole turn, but you're here, so I don't want to take the word out of your mouth. But
Mhm.
I think that you're certainly right about, but that is another area we'll come to,
Okay.
because I know that when Nana Akufo-Addo came to office, he instituted this Operation Calm Life, right?
Yeah,
So
sure.
it was Operation Calm Life, and they were supposed to stop the
Mhm.
Galamsey activities and the indiscriminate mining activities in that area. So,
Sure.
but we'll get there because I want the uh, viewers to understand the Prestia town and
Mm.
the situation of the surrounding the whole town before we get like into the mining itself.
So
So please go ahead.
okay, so I'm not going to narrow on only Prestia town, but then I'll extend it to the Amancia community also, as in the Inquanta, Manso, Kwabnaso, and the rest,
Okay.
Manso, Abodom, and those places, Manso, yeah, Manso communities. Okay, so
All right.
almost all mining community, okay, they are supposed to have good road networks. Okay, the road networks has to be very good. Now they need to have schools and hospitals. You understand me? They need to have good drinking water
Yes.
system. But then
Mm-hmm.
with because it's galamsey or it's illegal mining, what happens is that some of
Mm-hmm.
these areas they don't want to like fix the roads. They don't want to do anything. All that they want to do is to come get their gold and then leave the country. You understand? And the mining itself happens in the deep forest. So
Mm-hmm.
if let's say you are there with a camera, it assume you're a journalist. So probability of this some of this Chinese guy gunning you down is very, very high. And when they see a
I
drone
see.
flying up their head, okay, they'll surely bring that drone down. That means that they want to make sure that nobody traces what they are doing. You understand? With
I
lots and lots
see.
of water bodies being destroyed. It's lots
Wow.
and lots of water bodies being destroyed.
Wow.
Because now, one interesting thing is this: when you get to any mining community, the whole road is dusty. The road networks are very, very dusty. Good
I
talk of
see. I
potable
see.
drinking water is another issue. Okay.
Another issue.
Yes, it's another issue to also look at. And the health sector too is also another challenge on its own. You see.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I do they lack medical facilities in those areas too?
Because it's a deprived communities that they are mining in, they are
Mm-hmm.
supposed to provide certain logistics, like put certain logistics in place. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
So, for
Yeah.
instance, the road, because you are taking our gold from our land, okay? So if you are taking our gold from
Mm-hmm.
our land, automatically what you need to do is to make sure you fix the road for us, get us
Yes.
hospitals, get us schools as
Yeah.
well. You understand? And
Yeah.
these things
Yeah.
are not done because they have this perception that if I fix the road right now and then somebody wants to track us or track us or something, it's very easy for the person to do so.
For them to.
Okay, good for
This
them
is
to come.
crazy. This is crazy. It
Mhm.
is crazy. Like I'm keeping my cool right now. I'm keeping
Mm.
my cool. 'Cause this is crazy. All right. So does the members of the community, the members of the community, do they get any kind of benefit from the farming? Sorry, the mining, as you went and what you saw.
Yeah, so with the community members, what they do is because they go there to work, they're able to get a little for themselves. Okay. But then before mining started, before independence, okay, I was at
Mm-hmm.
Axim last year.
Okay.
And
Okay.
what I realized was that per their history, okay, I realized that
Mm-hmm.
Axim happens to be a mining area. I went to Fort Antonio, good, yeah, Fort Antonio,
Okay.
and they had pictures of before the pre-colonial days actually, and pictures of how
Mm-hmm.
they used to mine over there. And I was like, wow. So meaning mining has been there before the European came. You understand?
Yeah,
Now,
but you see, we've always, their narratives. Their
mhm,
narrative is that they are mining the gold for us because it's in our land, but we don't know the benefits and we don't have use for it. And I get so annoyed. Yeah,
mhm,
I get so annoyed because that just goes to tell you. But I was like, okay, how about all those artifacts you stole?
from us.
You wanted the golden stool, didn't you?
Yes.
We had no talking about we had no use for our resources. That's the craziest
That's
thing
part
that
of
I've
it.
ever heard about the reason why they stole our artifacts, and still they're telling us that they can best keep it than us
Hmm.
because we have no value for it, and it's annoying. I'm sorry, just go ahead. But before you go ahead, let me take a few questions. People have for you. So the questions are Peter is asking. Peter is asking. Have I missed it? Missed his question? But okay, let me just start from here. He says that the deeper question is if the diaspora buys land. Let me put this up. If diaspora buys land there, the Chinese be allowed to destroy it. But is it a question that you want to answer later on, or you want to go ahead?
Say that again. Your line keeps breaking.
Okay, so it's saying that he's asking, uh, David is asking, he says the
Hmm.
deeper question is the diaspora land, will the Chinese be allowed to destroy it? And for me, I say that they dare not. But I
Yeah.
don't know if it's a question you want to answer now. So I'll just leave you to give your thoughts on
Well,
it.
with what David, I believe, right? Is it David?
David, yes.
Okay. W-
Maybe
You know,
it's the
we have
question I put on the screen.
okay.
Yeah, sorry. Please go ahead.
We have a place that we have places that the mining or illegal mining is taking place. You understand, and it's not all part of Ghana that mining is taking place. Mining is taking place in the western region and then in the Ashanti region. And just recently, I think one of the three up norths, there's mining taking place also there. You see, so
Oh, okay.
the Bono regions are there, the Ahafo regions are there, the Volta regions are there, the Ashanti regions are there. There are a whole lot of places you could get access to lands, and the fact that you get a land and you purchase your land genuinely doesn't mean no Chinese person will come take your land from you. You understand? But then I know our laws in the countries are working, so I don't think that will be a problem.
I
Okay.
see. I
I
see.
still
I see.
believe in the judicial process of the country, so I know they are working.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think I agree with you on that point as well because I know that these days it's not business as usual in Africa. So, in that
Mm.
side, I do believe that the judicial system is working, and therefore, but you see, it's not even about that for me, because as far as we know right now, if you're Chinese and you are in Africa, this is not business as usual. You need to think of doing the right thing because the
Yes.
new Africa is not just going to sit down for you to use us as lab rats or think that you can exterminate us and take our land. So this question is deep and it's a deeper question, but targeted, at whoever is thinking of doing something funny. Because going forward, people are waking up. I love the fact that the awakening is happening. So thank you so much. Please, let's take another question. He says that he says why do the Chinese have guns but the Africans can't own guns?
The Chinese have acquired those lands, okay, and because one way or the other, some are illegal, okay, they feel
Okay,
they have to protect what they have. You understand? They feel they have to
they have
protect
to.
what they have. They have to protect what they
Okay.
have. You see,
Mm-hmm.
so because they know gold is an expensive commodity. Okay, I don't know if I'm using, yeah,
Okay.
because they know gold is expensive, so automatically they want to make sure that anybody who tries to stop them, they have to gun the person down.
Mhm.
And there has been several incidents like that. Okay, you
Just imagine.
just stop any Chinese person who is driving. Okay, automatically he has a sidearm in his car. especially around those places. He or she might tell you that, "Oh, I'm protecting myself from the criminals, as in the armed robbers and the rest." But hey, the thing is, you are somewhere working, okay, and anyway, it's a whole lot. So I just don't want to go there for now. I just don't want to go there. Okay.
Okay, so I want to ask the question. And hey, welcome everyone to the show. I'm putting the link here. Please kindly join us if you have anything to contribute to the topic, because this is a very interesting topic, and we have a lot more miles to go. So keep calling, and we'd love to have you as, part of the panelists to also give, shed light on what your experiences are or what your suggestions are. So yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So a place like the Monsoon communities, okay, they have a road that
Mm-hmm.
has been fixed very well. That is used by only the miners, okay, and instead of they fixing the other part of the road for the community to, they are not doing so. So they prefer the community use the dusty, bumpy road and go to their various homes while they use the decent road. There was one time I tried to use that road, and then the security man was like, "Why using this road?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm going to the other communities." I was like, "No, this an unapproved road." And I was like, "Oh, really? What shows?" It says it's a mining road, so nobody passing. I was like, "Oh, really? Well, sorry, I'm going to see the chief in the other community. And if you don't mind, I can even call the chief so that you have a talk with him. But then, if since you're in the community, I know you know the chief, so I don't even need to call him. But you being a security man, they should have fed you lots of this information. So you better call the chief and then do that. Other than that, it might looks like as if I'm just formulating stories or calling somebody who is not. You get my point. So upon hearing that it's a chief, then he has to give me access to pass. You see.
And this is so deplorable. They come to the community. You see, that's why sometimes if you have the opportunity to go to those places, you will believe nothing these leaders tell you. You will believe nothing. Because how can you come to a community, mine the resources, okay? And you see, that is the wealth of that community. And we'll get there, but I think it's high time we look at this mining situation critically. And it's not just in Ghana, not just in Nigeria, like across Africa, we have to look at mining, the word mining. We have to look at that, critically. And there has to be limits placed on how far foreigners can go in our land. Oh, there has to be limits. Because if there is no limit, then that is the reason why these things happen. Those corrupt people taking money and selling out the generational wealth of our generations yet unborn. There should be some criteria for them to face, repercussions. There should be. So I want to ask, did you also find welcome David, welcome.
Thank you.
Salam, you meet David. David, it has
Yeah.
been a long time on this channel,
Oh
and
wow, David.
yes.
I have a
Yeah.
question I would like to ask. I heard
Okay.
I heard Salam when you said you prefer not to speak on it, and I'm wondering, is it because you're afraid of some repercussions, or what that is? Because I mean, honestly, because they are allowed to bring weapons into your country and to use them against you, but you're not allowed to have a weapon to protect yourself. That is crazy. That's crazy. And somebody should be talking about it, because you can't protect yourself, but he can shoot you and call you a criminal. This is what we have to deal with in the United States. But at least we can have guns. You have to deal with a Chinaman telling you you're a criminal when he's the real criminal, and you can't protect yourself. So, and then
Yeah.
I see people in the chat room saying you have to stand together. How are you going to stand together against guns? How are you going to do it? It's an impossibility, because you're going to be shot dead without an opportunity to shoot dead the person that's attacking you. So, I mean, I get the whole rhetoric of, hey, we got to stand together. But what? You supposed to go on suicide missions? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This
I
is
get
But
that.
you know,
it's crazy.
I don't know if I can come in here.
Yeah, sure.
With the general notion of acquiring a gun in this country, I don't think that is an issue. Is it? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because I
Well,
know a couple of people who have guns for their protection in their own homes. And there is a process to actually and use for your protection. But I think that these who are working with people from these communities who are, you know, poor essentially, and do not have the money to acquire these guns for their own protections, and these Chinese are waiting for all kinds of groups, and you can't even imagine. So they have this, like, onslaught, unending availability of weapons to use when they get into this mining business. And it's really sad, because what happens is that whilst nobody cares that foreigners are in our country mining our wealth, our gold, our generational wealth, taking it away for practically nothing. And most of these mining, they don't even pay taxes, they evade taxes. So they take these gold, bribe a few corrupt people in the community, and they take this wealth out of the country, and still intimidate people with their weapons. And
So
so
the bigger issue is you have an occupying army on your country, and no one's talking about that. I
yeah.
mean, once you bring weapons into the country, and illegally, mind you, you have an occupying army, and this is the broader issue that I believe needs to be spoken of. That you allowed your government allowed that to happen, and now your people are working for this occupying army and basically protecting them for trinkets. You see, and this is what happened with the blood diamond, and now it's happening in Ghana. It's sad to me, and no one's talking about it. And if you bring it up, it's, well, I better not talk about that.
with the gun issues, okay, I wanted to say something. Okay, I wanted to talk before my sister chipped in. So with the gun
Okay.
issues, we have gun regulation. Okay, so process you have to go through before you acquire a sidearm or a weapon. You understand? And aside that, I remember somewhere 2016. Okay, if yes, I think 2016, when we were going for our election. It started from 2012 actually. Yeah, 2012. Is it 2012? Yeah, thereabout. Yeah, when we started talking about guns, then we're doing a comparison of some countries that has had their civil war as a result of election. You understand? So they were having all this conversation, and then what happened was that then Ghana, we started talking about how we could regulate our weapons. Okay, how to acquire a weapon, the kind of job you are doing before you need a sidearm or a weapon to protect yourself. Those are the things they were looking up to. But one way or the other, some corrupt police
Melon,
officers tend to
Please let me interrupt. Let me interrupt for a second. The black sunrise is in the house, people. Black sunrise is in the house. Sister, I love you so much. The incredible work you're doing for our African community around the globe. And I'd like to acknowledge you and give you shouts. Guys, I am so grateful that you've joined us, Black Sunrise, and I really hope you call in to be part of this conversation. So I'm going to put in the link, and your opinion will mean so much to everybody on this page. Please, if you don't know the Black Sunrise, you should check out her channel. She is power. Okay, she speaks truth to power, and she doesn't joke. So welcome aboard, sister. Please call in if you can't. If we would also like to hear your opinion. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. So please go ahead.
So one way or the other, some corrupt police officers tend to help some people, okay, get access to weapons. You understand? So the whole thing is we're trying to take away ammunitions or weapons from the country or in the country, so that we don't end up having this civil war here and there. You understand? And an interview with one army officer, okay, an interview with one army officer told me that you need just a finger to pull the trigger. You understand? You need just a finger to pull a trigger. And for that matter, if someone who has not been trained to handle a weapon, he just picks a weapon and then just points it at anybody. You know, the moment you point a gun at somebody, it means you have the intention of destroying that thing or that object. Okay. But if you don't have the intention of destroying that object, you don't have to put or point a gun towards that particular object. I'm sure
Right,
I'm
right.
making a point
I
here. But
understand completely what you're saying, but with that police officer, and mind you, I worked in the prison system here in the United States, and we had training with guns and all that. So I understand it, but what he's giving you is rhetoric to appease you, because at the same time, that system is allowing Chinamen to come into your country and override that process and being able to harm you just for standing up for your rights. So it's not even
it's
it's not
because
even the Ghana army, huh?
it's because no, I mean it's because the country has taken loans from them and then they are deciding what to also do as far as the loans are concerned. You understand? I
I
think
understand the
Ghana we have.
reason why. I do.
Mhm.
I understand why. But still, they're allowed to come in and take away your civil rights. I understand the
Sure.
reason, but it's no excuse. I think the thing that has to be stood up against is the government allowing them to come in with weapons. You know, this is the problem, you know, because you can't do anything against them. I mean, look at Nigeria. They came at that Chinese company and they have had at it. Now, if those people had guns with them, it would have been a different outcome. Okay. And I'm not saying that the Chinese won't now bring guns into Nigeria. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But you're not allowed to even express, hey, my water's no good now.
Yeah, sure.
You know, they destroyed the water in China. Now they want to come over and destroy your water. And we're dealing with water issues here in the state. Flint, Michigan, Baltimore City. I'm not in Baltimore now, but I'm from Baltimore. The water is messed up. You know, and your kids will have lead in your water. And so your next generation will be retarded because they're drinking lead in the water. You know, this generation will have kidney problems and liver problems because of the lead and arsenic in the water. You know,
yes,
these that will cause generations of health issues in Ghana. At the same time, you guys are trying to rise. You know, you had a lot of the diaspora that came to Ghana for the year of return. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it at that time, but my plans are to go there. And secretly, behind the scenes, the country's being destroyed. You know, I don't know. I think my sound goes away every
I don't
once in a
know
while.
if I may come in here.
Yeah, sure.
You know, it's really true. it's really true what David is talking about.
It's talking about
You
sure.
see, for you and I, we're like not we are not having the cultural shock as much as David is having, and some of our
Having
brothers and sisters are having, just because we have had this over and over again. We have spoken about it over and over again. We have talked about how indiscriminate mining is kind of like destroying our environment, our community for so long. And it's like when you talk about something for so long and it's not, and you see this mining activities are done in these mining activities are done in like deep forests and places that the ordinary person would never go to. These activities are happening outside the visible eye. So people hear about it in the news, this one or two, and then they just move on with their lives because they are not having the opportunity to see the damage that is really going on, firsthand. So it is always reported in the third person, and people really, it's different from what you see. For example, Selim is talking about it because he's gone there, he's seeing what's going on. It's deplorable, it's shameful, and he's talking about it. But how many people who actually can talk about it, can deal with this situation, actually go to these areas? And if for example, if I go to Prestia right now and somebody doesn't take me to these mining areas, I may never even see that side of town and leave and come back to Accra or something like that.
Right.
So it's important to realize that it's not just about we being weak and not being able to stand and defend our land. I get it.
Do you have the pictures I sent you? As in the link to my pictures that I sent to you, so you maybe could display 2 or 3. Okay, maybe for them to see.
Okay, so all right, I'm not so technical and I don't have so much experience.
No, you usually get there.
Yeah, but like maybe you can show us some of the pictures on your on your phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want you I don't want you to mistake my kind of anger with it as an aggression towards you personally.
Oh no, I understand.
I have to go through. I know what journalists go through. I was in Argentina for a while where journalists were killed, so I understand that.
Yeah.
But it's just sad because the Chinese are sneaking their way in, and they're sneaking their way in with weapons. And what a lot of people don't realize is the Chinese government already has an occupying army in African countries. Wow.
So this is what.
Could you explain what that is right there?
You sent me this. You sent me this. Selim, are you there? Hello, Selim, are you there? I think he's having some. But this is supposed to be one of the rivers.
That's supposed to be a land.
Out again.
Okay. I think he's refreshing. He will come back.
Okay. So that's a swampy area. Okay.
Okay, I lost my guys, but let me try and explain this quickly. This is one of the pictures that Selim sent to me. Okay, hey, Selim, you're back.
Yeah, sure. So that's a swampy area.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a stream actually. Okay, but as a result of washing of the sand in the water, it has changed the color of the water to that, or the color of the river to that. You understand? And it's not just the cleaning of the gravels or stones. Okay, they use chemicals like lead and other things to do so. And
that's what the Chinese have done to their waters. The Chinese have done that over there. You know, that's why everything is so polluted.
Constantly, they keep on doing that, and it has changed. Hello, hello. Okay, so if you are to
Yes.
see that, physically, you realize that it's a swampy area. Okay, so in the night, and assuming you are passing there in the night, and you are not so careful, and maybe there's a car coming opposite direction, you want to give the car a chance,
Hmm.
maybe there's a car coming opposite direction, you want to give the car, oh, my network, maybe you want to step aside a little. If you're not careful, you might end up falling into that.
Mm.
Good.
That's one.
And
This is
this is just one of the few pictures. There are horrifying pictures that I've taken, entering a pit and then taking those pictures
What's the solution to solve this problem?
there, and I just didn't want to put.
Is that me with these breaking up, or is that everybody?
I
Say
just
that
think
again.
I think the network is messing up, but let's just keep going because what we are talking about is so important, and whatever it is, like let's just go ahead because we have to talk about it, guys. We have to talk
Yeah,
about
sure.
it. Yeah. So I think that it's not, you see, there's so many pictures. I wish that you had a lot more of material to show us because for us to understand the gravity of it. But you see, I understand it when some of our brothers and sisters say that Africa must wake up and take their land back. Africa must wake up and do this and do that. I'm telling you that the current government or system of government in Africa, it is not a government that is in the hands of the people, though. So if anything good is ever going, because they have instituted these political parties and done their own opposition parties. So if one person says something from that party A, then party B comes in to defend and confuse, and party B comes in. The trick of misinformation, confused information is live and happening in Africa.
Well,
Okay,
that's
so
happening here in the United States. That's happening here. I mean, did you see our president a couple of days ago said that?
so hold on, David. That is a river. See, that is
Wow,
a
Those are
river.
Ankobra River.
wow.
That's
That is
Ankobra
a
River.
boat. See, somebody is riding a boat on this river. That is a
Okay.
river, a whole natural resource. The drinking water resource for the people living in this community looks like this. It looks like this. It looks,
So
those who have allowed this
as
to
of
happen
2000, as of
should be ashamed of themselves.
2017, as of 2017, there was a study that shows that
It's sad, truly sad. Truly, truly, truly sad.
Wow. And people are drinking this water.
Yeah. And I'm curious to know. I'm curious to know. And I hope that in future I can partner with Selom and we can actually revisit some of these communities and come back with real compelling situation, because talking about it, bringing these issues to light is one step towards solving these problems.
if we don't take
And
time
that's
by
what we
the
have to do. If you're new on this channel, please subscribe and please keep the thumbs up coming, and please subscribe and let's keep discussing important issues. Please go ahead,
sorry.
Salon.
Yeah, so somewhere 2017, okay, there was this study that proves that if we still continue to do illegal mining, destroying water bodies, by the by 20 years time, we might end up buying water
Oh,
or probably importing water into the country. You see. Mhm.
okay. Oh, Please go ahead. I think we lost.
Yes. So as I was saying, I mean, 2017, there was a research that came out to prove that if we still continue to do illegal mining and then destroying our water bodies through illegal mining means, okay, what then might happen is that we might end up importing water into our country. And that shows how
Wow.
serious the situation has become now. And not to even talk of Konongo.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Konongo is closer to Kumasi, right? Yeah, Konongo. It's also another area that it's bad when it comes to illegal mining.
We need, the political apparatus, okay, in Africa is so, like, I want to say some.
Mhm.
But the political apparatus in Africa needs to get this message that the young people of the land have started talking about this. We have started realizing what is happening to our land. So it's high time they set up. It's high time
Sure.
they set up, because I heard about a Chinese mine that was attacked. Is it in Nigeria or in one of these African countries? It was reported a few days ago.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. It's slipping under the
And
radar, so I didn't check that.
yes. So
Hmm.
we, the young people of Africa, are talking about this. And so I think it be the leaders of this land must really rise up and set up. Because the good thing about this is that if you, okay, so don't let me just start going off. The president of Ghana, President Akufo-Addo, when he was elected in office, the Black Sunrise, I'll be so happy if you called in. I'll be so happy if you called in. I've posted the link. We would really love to hear from you. So if you can call in, we would be very happy to hear what your thoughts are. He launched, Operation Calm Life, which was
Operation
to stop
Kamala, yeah, sure.
Galamsey.
Say,
Yes, which was codenamed Galam Stop.
got
Okay,
me.
but was so I want to know, was this Operation Stop Galamsey targeted about our local people who are trying to get their hands on some of this gold, or it was against? Can you explain a little bit, since you have been working in that direction? Can you explain a little bit?
I just don't know what to say for now. When you check the whole trend, looks like they are rather stopping our people from working and then getting the Chinese rather to do what they are doing. You understand? I had a conversation with some youths in some communities, okay, and they were like, you know, illegal mining has helped us a lot. Okay, that was years back. It has helped the country a lot. And if you are to go into that, the best thing they have to do is to regularize it for them, okay, and then let the foreigners go back to their country so that we, the locals or the indigens, we mine it in the way that our forefathers used to mine. So that means that you do the mining, but then you don't touch the water bodies. You understand? So when that happens, we are able to find ways and means to improve upon our water system, take care of our water system, and then have a way of mining our gold, and at the same time to being able to clean it or wash it to the finest distinct that we want to, because it's something they've been doing before independence of Ghana, before Ghana had its independence and the rest. So it's possible they can still do it. You understand?
I see. So the question still remain. Chinese miners taking over our mining sector and destroying the environment is a huge problem. What are some of the solutions? What do you think in your own mind we can do to kind of like tackle some of these things? Hello? Okay, so we seem to be having quite some challenges. I'd like to welcome everyone who has just joined in. We are talking about indiscriminate in Africa. If you are on this show and you are from another African country and you have something to discuss concerning concerning our situation, okay, in your country, concerning our the mining situation in your country, please call us via the link and tell us about what's going on. I'm sure those who are not able to join us now would definitely join us as soon as they have the opportunity. And by talking about it one after another, the news goes around and people are able to talk about it. Hello, Selim, are you back?
Yes, can you hear me?
David, please call back if you can. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, all right, good.
I can hear you. Yeah. So I think you have to call back, Selim. You have to call back to reset. Okay, good. No, you're here. That's good. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So with me, the way forward is I think both stakeholders have to sit down and then probably work closely. You understand? Everything has to be transparent for both the locals mining, okay, and then the government officials also, okay, and thereby making the mining legal for our people, our local people, and then rather have to find ways and means to get these foreigners, as in the Chinese, who are mining on our land out of the of our land rather. I think that's what almost all Ghanaians, almost all illegal miners, Galamsey guys are all requesting for, because they will be able to pay tax to the government more. You understand, as compared to the Chinese man or the Chinese woman. Now, another issue I've been wanting to still talk about is with the Aisha One issue. Okay, where did that case go? It was just swept under the carpet. And where is Aisha One? She's free. She's living somewhere. And Aisha One happens to be a case which is related to mining. Okay, illegal miner in Ghana.
Can you enlighten us a little bit about it?
Let's focus on what we're talking about rather. Okay.
No, I just a brief, because you are saying Asha One or something, and I'm not quite familiar with it. So
Aisha One case, okay, was in two parts. Has to do with she finding her way into the country illegally, and also mining without permit. Okay, which later on I heard some rumors, but I just don't want to go there for now because I don't know how concrete that is. Okay, and the fact that she was also dealing with in some illegal, what's the name? Illegalities as far as other things are concerned. Okay, I just want to leave it on the surface this way.
Yeah. Okay. So Black Sunrise is asking a question. She's saying that, let's ask a question: if a black person did this to the river, what would Africans do? So the issue here right now says, I think that it's not. This has been happening for years and years and years. So there's no way of concluding that even Africans themselves haven't contributed to this problem. There's no way of concluding that, because this has been happening for years and years and years. And as long as there is no supervisory or monitoring authority that is strong enough in ensuring that this doesn't continue to happen, I think that people will continue to take things into their own hands. So what I think about this situation is that we as a people should not allow things like this to happen, even if it is by our own people. Because as you were talking about, the ways, the ways of our forefathers when they were mining was to mine and ensure that the water bodies were not disturbed. Okay, I think we've lost our brother here, but I would like to conclude this. Yeah. So this is a serious issue in the country, and as Africans, we talk about it, but in our rooms, and this is throwing light on some of the issues that we deal with on the continent. So he shouldn't be afraid. In our country, and when there are issues as African people, we have to talk about it. Okay, so I would love to hear your comments and what you have to say about this. Love to hear your comments. So I'm coming to read a few comments and then we will proceed. Okay, let's see. Love to hear your comments.
Hi.
So I'm coming to read a few comments. Hello. Proceed. Hello.
Hey.
And, a black goddess just joined us. Welcome, Colin on the yacht. Welcome to the show.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
Yes.
You know what?
This is our topic.
You know what? He just said that. What is his name? Ceylon?
Ceylon. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ceylon.
that he's afraid. He cannot be
Yeah.
afraid.
Yeah.
He can't. Our brothers cannot be afraid.
Yeah.
He cannot be afraid. What are you afraid of? I want to ask him that. I want him to come back in because that hurts. That hurts me. I want him to come in and tell me what's going on. I want him to tell me what's going on because
yeah, I hope I can get him back.
He cannot be afraid because in order to have freedom, you must be willing to fight. You have to be willing to fight for freedom. Do we really think we're going to have freedom without a fight? No, we're not. We're not going to have freedom without a fight. We're going to have to fight. There's no more being docile. No more docile. China is trying to colonize Africa. This is sad. Okay. This is terrible.
This is Africa.
Oh boy. You know what? You have to be willing to die a free man than to die a slave. I mean, come on.
Speak.
I mean, we are black people. Like what? We are the first people. We are the first and we're going to be the last. We are the first and we're going to be the last. So this is something we have to know. Africans got to go back to the African spirituality.
Yeah.
Because I never really knew before how westernized a lot of continental Africans are. It's a lot of continental Africans, they are westernized. It's no difference from us here in the West. They did that. They did that to us. We got to break that chain. We got to break that cycle. We got to break that slave mentality. You're afraid. You're afraid of what, black man? You're afraid of what, black man? You cannot be afraid. You got to be willing to fight. Are you going to run in your closet if one of them walk through the door and try to kill your child and your wife? Are you going to fight then? Are you gonna run in the closet? You gonna run in the closet, or are you gonna fight?
I had to leave the chat because I didn't want to say something that
You
was
know,
not
that
proper.
hurts me. That hurts
But
me
yeah, I
because
was
I
praying
don't
for it.
know. They feminized our black men. They really did. They
Yeah.
feminized our black men. You know
Mm-hmm.
what? We
Well,
gotta
not
wake
all
up.
of us. Not all of
We
us.
have to wake up.
Because let me tell you
No, not
something.
all. Let
When
me
I saw
revise
that,
that. Not all black men. Because
when
I
I
see
saw
the
that,
young, that's why I said they need to step aside and let the young arise in power. Because when I watch the young black continental Africans, they are ready.
well,
What? They are
that man was
ready.
young too. He
They are
wasn't old.
ready.
He wasn't old.
But you know what? But you know what though? I know it's more of them. It's more of them that's going to be willing to fight for their freedom than the ones that's afraid. And you might
Yeah.
not see them on YouTube. You're not going to see warriors too much on YouTube.
Yeah.
No.
The warriors that's
Well,
going to that's
the
willing to
sad
fight.
thing of it is he's even afraid to discuss it. This is the problem I had with it. It's like,
Well, he's
why
probably in a
can't you?
situation right now that's not safe for him. I don't know.
Maybe it is. I
You know,
understood that. I
I
understood
really
that.
don't know.
if I may come in here, I think that the reason why people are afraid to talk about these things is that you live in, the reality of your position as, a black man who has lost, your land and your freedom to
Yeah.
these people. I'm sure he has no idea who is allowing them to do this. He doesn't want to get in a fight with these invisible forces,
That's true.
and so I believe that if he's afraid, then that is what he's afraid for. I've not been able to contact him to find out if that is the situation, but if that is the situation, that is what what this is about.
Black men are going through
Right.
this in the United States, though.
So I think that the voice that we should have is a voice that should be backed with action. But I'm telling you, we need to strengthen each other, because don't forget that when
Yeah.
our brothers and sisters were taken from the continent to be slaves, those who were left on the continent were not left to develop in their pride and in their confidence and in their strength.
I know.
We have to understand our situation
Yeah.
as a race of people, a whole nation of people, and we have to
Yeah.
tackle this. And I'm glad that you feel the fear from his talking. That should tell you the situation is not a joke.
At the same
That should tell
time, I'm thankful that he came on your show and shared what he
Yeah.
did. Let's not throw the
Yeah.
baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah,
He came
No,
on,
yes.
yeah.
and we can read between the lines of what's going on. So I have to thank him for
Because
that.
we've been through this in the States. We go through the same
Yeah.
thing in America.
Yes.
And it's sad. It hurts me because, like I said, I'm not a young woman, I'm an older woman. And I've seen a lot in my time, and I experienced things in my life. Even though, like when I had comment on your post the other day, my son-in-law, he's Caucasian, but he's blacker than some black people I know. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
what, not all people are this way.
Welcome. The
Hello.
Black Sunrise is on. Well, hello, sister. Welcome to the show. Hello, sister. Welcome to the show. Okay, so Colin or Mayat, let's go. I'm sure she will join in when yeah.
It's like I said, like, you know what? This was a plan. Like every nation tries to colonize Africa, right? So I'm really disappointed with the leaders but then again, I cannot say that I'm disappointed with the leaders because the leaders know exactly what they're doing. They're selling the people out.
Yeah.
They selling the people out and they thinking that the people don't know. Like, You know, I'm surprised. I know they surprised that the diaspora is giving all this energy to what's going
Yeah,
on in Africa. I'm pretty sure they're
yeah,
surprised of that. You didn't know? They
exactly.
probably didn't know. You know, the over 400 years. You know, the
Hmm.
ancestors was going to start calling her children back home.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So you
definitely.
know, yeah.
Yeah.
So they didn't know this. This was very unexpected. But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's over.
I think I think because of the dicey nature of what we all are as Black people around the globe, we need to unite because we will share the strength that we lack for fear, for whatever our
Yeah.
situation is. We will give each other strength. We will give each other hope. Hope is a very important part to our rise, because sometimes when you see these things, you lose faith, you lose hope. But
I
hope
know.
and faith is what we need to be able to hold hands and push up and finally get there. So
Yeah.
you're right, but that is the
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, that is.
And
But you know, unfortunately,
yeah,
we all really in that situation because here in
yeah,
America, we live in
we need
enemy
to come together
territory.
and buy up all
We
that
are
freedom.
in enemy territory in America. Like, you know, like
Yeah,
any day, like brothers is getting shot in the street like all the time. And you know what I mean? Even sisters is getting shot by the cops. I
yeah,
mean, like we are slap dab in enemy territory. So, you know, black people like all over is like going through something like this. You know, I mean, it's really sad, you know, but the thing is, it comes, like I always said, you have to go within.
yeah,
You have to
yeah,
meditate, you have
exactly.
to fast, you have to go within because once you go within
But
and
sis,
pull your higher self
I just,
out.
yeah, yeah. I just think that at this material moment, we have been talking a lot and analyzing the situation, and we see what is going on clearly. There's been so many people trying to get the message to us that, hey, don't believe what you see. They're trying to own your land by 2050. Now,
Yeah.
I don't think it's just by mistake or by sheer want of our president to have a circus that he initiated the year of return. There is a reason. There
Yeah.
is a divine
And it's,
reason
you know what,
for
that hurts
this.
me too, because I know some of the leaders, some of the presidents, they are afraid themselves.
So yeah,
You know,
some
but the
some
thing
some
is,
of
when
them
you
are.
become president, when you become leader, you got to be ready for anything. It is not about
Yeah,
living your best life. It's not all about, you know, going to, you know, Europe and spending your money there and, you know, and living lavish and, you know what I mean? It's not about that. Being a leader, you have to be prepared for the worst, for the good and
yeah,
bad, because you're a leader.
yeah.
So you're a target. You're an automatic target when you're a leader. So
You are.
you're not supposed to be scared.
No, you are.
Can I say
That's
something?
the truth. Yes, 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 yes.
Yes.
Please
Thank
go
you.
ahead.
Thank you so much for having me on your show and great respect to
Hello.
you. Great respect to
We love
everyone
you.
in the chat.
How
I
you
would
doing,
like,
sister?
and I hope that your channel grows and that you prosper. I'll keep it
Thank you.
short and
Thank you.
I'll keep it short and I'll keep it quick. I'm going to get to the root
Thank
of this issue, why this keeps happening. The first
thank
root
you.
of this issue is that it's a spiritual nature. The nature of these leaders outside of Africa is not human.
Oh yeah, you know that.
The
Thank you,
science,
sister.
the
Okay, come
science,
on, let's really talk. Yes.
the science from their own scientists said
Mm-hmm.
The only true humans on the planet are Black people.
Come on. Come on
Every
and talk to me. Come on.
everybody else is a hybrid.
Yes.
Oh
Yep.
my God.
That is the first thing, and this is science. Now, I'm
Yes.
not going to go into a hybrid of what, but their own science
Mm,
says everyone who is not Black and not African is a
yeah.
hybrid. So, the basis of how you deal with
Yes.
hybrid races is not from a human to human in negotiations,
They are the beasts. Mm-hmm.
because you're not dealing with pure blooded humans.
Yep.
Talk to me, sister. Talk to me.
Yes.
Okay? If Africans don't get this, they're going into a third slavery with China. Because again, the African leaders are negotiating with the Chinese from a human to a human perspective when they are not fully human. That's
Yes.
number one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The second one is this: the religions. The religions
Mm,
teach,
mm,
first of all, the religions, all of them, I am talking about Christianity and Islam.
mm,
They were
mm-hmm.
brought to the human race, which is the African race, via the edge of a sword and the barrel of a gun.
Come
Yeah.
on.
You cannot worship gods who put you into slavery and expect that God to treat you better than their own people. It's not going to happen.
No.
No.
That is the second problem. Black people keep thinking if only we could be holier, they will be
Right.
better.
Right.
But let's go back to point one. Point one is this: they are not 100% human.
They have
Mm,
recessive genes. Yep.
Number two,
mm,
number two,
Mm-hmm.
the religions they brought you was brought via slavery, via land theft, via genocide, and via rape,
mm.
pillage, and plunder.
Yep.
Talk
If
to
you
me.
hold up their gods higher than your own gods, don't be surprised when you're at the bottom
Yeah.
in everything. Now, let's get into
Yeah.
the internal problem. The internal problem. I'm going to make this short and I'm going to make this quick. Because of point one and point two, Black people have acquired some of the nature of the non humans. That is brutality and hatred. However, the brutality and the hatred, they were indoctrinated not to hate those who enslaved them, but to hate those who look like them. Point three: hate the people that look like you. Don't hate your oppressor. Hate
Yeah.
the people who look like you. Insult the people who look like you. Deprive the people who look like you. Don't give opportunities to the people who look like you. Rob, cheat, and steal those who look like you. But what you will not do is you will not hate those who oppress you. You will not shortchange those who oppress you. You will not put under your feet those who oppress you. You only do that to those who look like you. And this is coming from someone who lived in the United States for over 20 years. And that beast came after me. And I had to spend a lot of time studying the actions of people who looked like me and the actions of people who didn't. And it took me 20 years to learn what I learned. And I'll keep it short about what I learned. The indoctrination is deep and it is long. Now, when it gets to your leaders, point four, most of your leaders have been indoctrinated under the oppressive
Yeah.
Western education.
Yep.
That education puts people who look like us on the bottom. So when they get into power, what do you think they do? They enforce what they learned. Put people who look like them at the bottom. Easy, simple, done.
That's
So,
true.
how do you fix the issue? It's very simple. Change the education system where you are
Yeah.
first. Change your spiritual system where your gods are first. Change your mental system where people who look like you are first. And if you're not prepared to do 1, 2, and 3, be prepared to go into another level of slavery, this time
Yeah.
from the Chinese. Have a
Mm-hmm.
wonderful evening and thank you for the
Yeah.
opportunity to let me speak on your show.
Thank you, thank you, thank you
Okay,
so much.
sister.
It's such, yeah, it's such a
Yes.
privilege to have
That
you
was a
speak
good
here.
message.
Thank you.
She's right.
Wow,
She's right.
wow, wow,
But
wow.
it the rabbit hole goes very
Speechless.
deep. It goes very deep because we gotta fit. It's some things that we can't. It's some things I cannot say on YouTube. I don't want to say.
Yeah.
So the thing is, we need our own media. We need our own media.
Oh yeah, we do.
We need
We
our
do. We
own.
do. And I think that right now, from everything that she has said, we
Mhm.
have heard it all. We know
Oh
it
yeah.
all. So
Hmm.
I really don't like to, don't like talking about governments, African governments, because we
Yeah.
know what they're capable of doing, and we've seen it over the centuries. Okay,
Yeah.
for me, I think that it's high time for us, the people, to rise up and learn about who we are, learn about our history, have one voice on what it is that our direction is. Okay, to move on, what it is that our
I see
direction
a lot of
is.
our people are awakening. A lot of
Yes,
Africans on the continent, they are awakening. There's a lot of people in the diaspora. It's going to take time because this didn't happen overnight. And see, the thing is, we can't always react when something like this jumps down. We have to, you know, just be reactive. When it comes down to our race period, you see a problem, you have to nip it in the bud, fix it right then and there. Don't wait. Because it's not like
I
we've
think
been enslaved. It's
sis,
not like
I
we
think
haven't been enslaved before and
yeah,
colonized. We went through this before. Like, you know what?
yes,
I mean, come on. Like, we're gonna let this happen again? Like, what did I tell when I sent you that message, that comment? I said, you know what? You got to realize that it has always been, right, traitors in the tribe. It has always been traitors in the tribe. Always. For centuries, it has always been traitors in the tribe. You know, a lot of our people, a lot of our seers, it's not there. It's not woke. Some of
no,
us, because I'm one, to be totally honest, I'm
wow,
one. And a lot of
wow.
us have been awakened, because we
I
was
just had
able to see
I just had
this.
goosebumps on me, because
We was able to see this.
if you
Yeah.
hear what someone like Dr. Mumbi has been talking about, and people sometimes say she's a conspiracy theorist or whatever, but what she's been talking about, that the ancient ones are back, it is true.
Yeah.
It's happening. The awakening is
Yeah.
happening. The awakening is happening. But you see, my issue is, when we talk about these things, we have to collectively come to a point where we agree that our
It's gonna happen,
science
sister.
and
When these borders
technology
open,
has to pick up.
when this country open, a lot of us is gonna be flooding in Africa. We coming.
Yeah,
We coming.
perfect.
And we're
Yeah,
gonna
we're
be coming
waiting.
right on time. Right on time. We're gonna be
Yeah,
coming. We're gonna
right
come
on
when
time.
it's time. We're gonna come
Yeah,
when it's time. So we're coming. And
Yeah.
no, the Chinese is not going to colonize Africa, but you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I'm gonna let you know. It's going to be a fight. This is unavoidable. It's going to be a
A
fight.
fight for our land, for our
We have
people,
to fight
for
for our
their future.
race, for our race. Before,
Yeah.
yes, we're gonna have to fight. It's no other way around this. There's no other way around this. You know, we can't say, leave us alone. Don't bother us. We're not doing nobody no harm. No, we can't be docile. We have to let these people know that we ain't playing. That you want to fight? Oh, we coming for a fight. You want to fight? We're going to fight. We're going to fight. We're going to do whatever needs to get done to free our people. We're going to get it done. We're going to get it. You know what?
Oh
When he was
yeah.
telling me about the land, I heard about that land.
Mm-hmm.
It is terrible what the Chinese is doing to the water, to the land.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. It's so terrible. This is going to stop. This is going to stop.
It
We
has
have
to.
to wake up. We have to wake, you know. It's going to be okay. But you know what? Just imagine termites, parasites. That's what they are. You know?
Well, you know,
Yeah,
the
that's
for
what they are.
me,
We have to clean
even though
house.
that
We have to
even talking
detox.
about it, yeah,
We
we
have
have
to
to.
detox. Yes, we're gonna have to clean house, and that's it. And
Mm-hmm.
look, we got to be real. We got to be willing to go down with the ship. And if you ain't willing to go down with the ship, I feel sorry for you, because you know what? Here in America, Babylon is falling, and it ain't coming back. You know, I talk to my sisters, like my family. I prepared. I told them about this day. This day was coming. This time was coming. I told them
Yeah.
about this 2 years ago. I tried to prepare them for this time that was coming. But you know what? Let me
Yeah.
tell you, I was talking to my sister yesterday, and she's like, she's still thinking it's going to go back to normal. It's done. The Matrix is
We
done. It is time to live in your truths. The Matrix is done. That's it. They are not opening the Matrix. They are letting you know what it is. You like
yeah.
it, you don't like it. You know, you're going to be seeing things you never thought you will see before. Okay, this is 2020, the year of vision. You're going to see things. Things is going to happen that you never thought would happen in your life. We got to be ready. We got to get ready. It's no other choice. We have no other choice. We cannot come back to this dimension. We
No.
have no other choice. And the thing is, we did it. We did it before. The woman did it before. You know?
Wow.
We are counting
Fantastic. You
on
know,
our men. We are counting
fantastic
on our
comments.
men. Yeah.
I would like to take a few comments, sister, and we continue because you know, we have to involve, you
Yes.
know, our family in this conversation. So
Yes.
I'm going to read the compelling ones and then we take it from there. So
Okay.
David is saying that I'm going to I'm going to die. The question is how. So
Exactly. We all wanted to. Yes.
so I think he's in translation. He's ready. You know, he's
Yes.
ready to get into action, and that is encouraging. That we have this feeling towards our motherland to give it what we can.
Mm-hmm.
So Yusuf is saying, let me put this comment up. He said, we tried being humble already, and running from the oppressor isn't going to get it. Revolution isn't peaceful because the beast isn't going to let Africa go easy. No.
No.
Yeah, no. So, Well said. You're on point. So, Yusuf, you can call in. David, you can call in back. Let's continue the conversation. I'll put David's comment up. He says, I saw a video from Florida with hundreds of bodies on the streets in a cemetery yesterday. Okay,
Wow.
so David, can you call in and explain what this is for us? I don't know. Calling on me says, do
Wow.
you have an idea what this is?
You know what? I didn't see that because, I don't watch TV.
Okay.
I just watch little clips from YouTube. But
Okay.
I don't know. I know they opened that beach in Florida. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if that's a, situation that happened far as like, for, them opening the beach. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know, but people's going crazy.
It's really depressing. It's
No, you
depressing.
well,
It's
you
depressing.
can't let it get you depressed because you know what?
Yeah.
Like I said, we have to just get our minds and our bodies ready for whatever's to come. Far as like this virus, yeah, I know I had it. I never was diagnosed with the virus, but I know I had it before, because I was sick as hell. I didn't know what was that, but I was really sick. The only thing I didn't experience with the virus was far as my lungs, the breathing problem. I didn't experience that, but I know I had that virus. I know I did.
Well, I think
But hmm?
please go ahead. I was just going to say that the most important aspect of this is we uniting, you guys coming home back home to the
Yeah.
mother. Because if you're here and we are united, we're stronger. We're stronger because they have prepared a docile continent, easy to take over. And they've done it
Mm-hmm.
400 years. It's
They
been
docile in
400 years.
America too.
Yeah, it's been 400 years in the making. So we have to realize that the time is now, and whatever means that we have to, use in waking up our brothers and sisters to come to this realization, we have to wake up. We don't have any options. We have to wake up. Like time is running out.
Enough of us will wake up, and enough of us we're gonna get the job done. Because
Yeah.
a lot of us is not going to wake up, and that's a fact. Because some people who think they
Oh
woke,
yeah.
they're not woke. Some people think they're conscious, they really not. They just talk it because it seems cool to them. It
Yes.
seems cool
Yes.
to be
Yes.
conscious. It
Yes.
seems cool to, be in this light, but they really not. So the thing is,
Yeah.
the ones that's woke, the ones that's called to do this work is going to do it
Mm-hmm.
because we know we have no other
Yeah.
choice but to do it.
Yeah.
There,
So the
the
point is
video
that
that oh,
Huh?
I'm sorry.
please
Okay.
go ahead. Please go
Tell you the
ahead.
video that it was day before yesterday. It was a young black man whose grandfather died, and he wasn't allowed to bury him. And he had the particular cemetery that he was supposed to be buried in, but he wasn't allowed to go. Well, he drove. You know how cemeteries have a long, winding road going through it normally. At
Yeah.
least the ones in the South do. He was in Florida driving through the cemetery. You had caskets lining the road, and you had bodies and body bags all along this road. And he was filming it all. And he was saying that they're not even burying the bodies.
They're
And
not. They digging holes and they throwing the bodies in the holes. They digging holes. That's it.
they laying them out on the
They're
street.
not letting you bury your loved ones.
Yeah, and and the thing about it, when especially if you're black, if they're not allowing your family to go to the hospital and advocate for you, how did you know that they passed away from the COVID-19 or they just killed them?
Yeah, you're right.
You don't know.
It's so
Because when
sad.
You
my
don't.
mother
It's
passed
sad.
away, They had my father was at the hospital and my daughter was, and they had her waiting for a long time. I told my daughter to tell them she was having a heart attack. And of course, my parents, they're the type of people that, well, we don't want to lie and blah, blah, blah. My father didn't say that. So she wound up waiting in the waiting room for 8 hours and she passed away, you know? And
Oh my
I
God.
didn't say I didn't say much to my daughter because I was here. I couldn't travel because this happened like overnight, you know, and I couldn't say anything because what was the point of saying if you had listened to me like I told you, she might be still
Yeah,
alive. But you know,
Yeah.
why say that? You know, because it's too late. It would only make her
it's too
feel
late.
worse than what she already did. But this is what happens to us in the hospitals, you know,
Yeah.
and they're just trying to bring us into the hospitals because they put food deserts where the only thing we have is crap food most of the time. And then they in the schools they're pipelining us to prisons. And I worked in the prisons. I know how they treat us. You know what's funny? Well, ironic, I should say. When I worked in the prison, a lot of these white boys would come to turnout and they would have a black eye or busted lip. And I was like, what happened to you? Well, I ran into an offender at the gas station. And I would tell them, see, this is what happens because you calling them all kinds of niggas, you treat them bad, you acting like they never going to get out, you know? And it's mighty funny how I can be working in the jail and nobody ever harmed me. In fact, when some stuff was going to jump off in a pod, they would come and say, hey, Mr. Moore, you need to leave the pod. They would look out for me because I never disrespected anybody, you know.
That's good.
And this is the thing
Wow.
that they're disrespecting us.
Yeah. So on your screen, people, if you're new on the channel, please don't forget to subscribe and also kindly support this channel on Patreon if you can. We would really appreciate it. On your screen is an article that has been
Support
posted, a
our
link to an
sister. She's
article.
giving vital information. Let's
Oh,
support
that's
our
Thank
good.
you.
sister.
Thank
She's one of the best. Woke Africa.
Thank you. Thank you. Woke Africa. That's a prophecy. One day
Yes.
Africa will all be woke. Yes. So you can click on the link in the comment section and read the article. I'm definitely taking a look at it when I'm done. But there are things, you know, we as Black people must talk about ourselves. We must analyze our situation. It's very important, and we must discuss, you know, how we intend to overcome those situations because we are a people under siege. We are a people under
Well,
siege.
first,
We have no
first I
friends.
say we have to get this right. We have to get this right.
Yeah,
We have to get ourselves right mentally because a lot of
and
us
there
can't
has,
even go to the continent if we're not mentally together because we're going to become
yeah,
a part of the problem. So if we're not going
yes,
to the continent, in that type of, warrior mentality, that Pan-African mentality, we're going to be a problem. We don't need people that's coming with a problem. You have to go to the continent, thinking, okay, you have to come to want to build something. You know what I mean? We have to buy up as much land, build
but
enough,
yeah, we
factories,
need to
and
own
we got to
land.
get
We
out.
need
We
to
have to
own
get
it.
our youth
Own, own,
working. We got
own, own,
to.
own. Yeah, own land. Come down here, buy the land,
Yeah,
own it,
yes.
let it
We got
stay
to get
in our
our
community.
people running up working because there's so many young people in Africa. There's so many
So
young people
many,
in Africa. We got to get them working. We
so
got to
many.
get them
Yep,
feeling good about themselves. And then we got to
yep,
start. We got to start in school. Start teaching them
yeah,
Black education, African
yes.
education. We got to leave
Black
this Western
education.
education stuff alone. I thank
Yes,
God when I went to school for massage therapy. That's a trait. That's a skill. I went to school for that because I always was gifted with my hands. So you know what? You got to leave that Western stuff alone. The Western education, leave it alone. Start developing skills. You know, learn how to grow food. You know, learn how to make clothes. You know,
Yeah.
trading, because trading is getting ready to kick in July, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
trading, you know, it's getting ready to
So
kick in July, to where African countries is going to start trading amongst, you know, within Africa.
yeah,
So
just
that's a
when we
big thing. That's a big plus. That's a big
it
plus.
is,
They're going to
and
start trading.
brothers and
Yes.
sisters have already started to take advantage of it. Started to take
Yes.
advantage of it. So I
I think
think
Yes.
I think when this whole thing is over with, it's an opportunity for Black people, Africa, around the globe to start and reset. Stop doing business with
oh,
those people. We got enough of us to do business with. Is
Yes.
we're gonna have to
hello
shut them
sister.
out. That's the only
Hello guys,
way.
how are you this today?
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how you
Hello.
doing, Gina?
Hi.
I
Hey.
was
Hey.
glad to come on board because I just read something and I was like, oh my God, tell me this isn't true. This Chinese man
Yeah.
was just offered to be a chief in Nigeria.
Wow.
Sorry.
They just
Wait,
chiefed
what did she say?
this Chinese man. They just gave him a chiefhood in Nigeria.
No.
Really?
No, tell me that's not true.
I just put the link. I just put the link in the notes. I couldn't. I was just sitting here reading it while I was listening to you guys, and I'm like, okay. See, this is the dumb shit. Excuse my language that Africans keep doing. You know, on the continent, selling themselves, and they don't understand that. This businessman goes down there, and they offer him a chiefhood.
Mm.
You understand? And this is the thing. You see, I was telling
Oh,
someone this. I'm
okay.
like, you know, Africans have to start moving strategically as far as their land is
Yes.
concerned. You know, this man is
Guys,
playing chess. He is about to
if you
take over all
just
of
one
that land.
moment, just one moment, it's a quick announcement. If you still can see that link that the Black Sunrise shared to that article, please
I
screenshot it.
I just sent it to you to the message that we're on, but it's on there. Now, in
Okay. Okay.
reference
Thank you.
to
They always
Thank you.
does that.
land
Yeah.
in Africa, you know, for African Americans and Africans to work together, the best thing is to not sell land to anyone else coming into Africa. You know, if a Chinese man is coming into
They're
Africa
not gonna do that.
and the African
They're not gonna
American
do that.
man is coming into Africa, even if the African American has less money, the land should go to the African American.
They're
There
not gonna
should
do
be
that.
no
Yeah.
more land being sold to these inorganic beings.
Sis, let me
Period.
just
That's
add
not
this.
gonna happen.
Let me just add this here. You
They
see,
still,
there are
some
so
of them
many
still
people
looking at
on
the
the
white man as God. You know,
yes,
It's
they
like
yes,
still
that
looking
has
at the
been the
white man
whole
as God,
cycle.
the Chinese
Yes,
man as
and
God.
it's
You
still
know,
going on.
it's like you're
Okay, so
paying for
people
your own casket. You're paying for your own
are
bullet. This
yeah,
man
we are
is now a chief in your community, which gives him rights above the people that are even below him, above
yeah.
the people that are in the community. What's
that
next?
is.
He's going to become king? Think about it. I mean,
Hmm.
Mm.
this,
I'm done. I'm done. I'm
you know,
done.
this chief,
I'm done.
whoever
You
made this man chief should be.
can't be done. That is
And see, that's why when I moved to Nigeria, I mean,
oh,
that is so.
So you
What
that
is
is
wrong with
that's
them?
what the problem is.
What is wrong
It's
with them?
shameful, is what it is.
That's
It's
what the
yeah.
shameful.
problem is. It has nothing to do with what they're doing to us. It's what we're doing to ourselves.
Exactly.
That's why I was like, we need to stop talking about these white people, Chinese people. They're doing nothing. They're playing chess. Everybody, every race on this earth should be trying to be the superior race. That's in the animal.
See,
that's what it is.
Gina, you know what? Gina, you know what? I tell people all of this. I tell people all the time this, Gina. See, people don't understand far as what race is. Race is a race. We are in a race. We are in a race. There's no such thing, for as white race, because it's no such thing for us like color. It's a social construct. Color. No, race is actually a race. We are in a race. That's what race really means. We are in a race.
So I wanted to.
Look, check this out, Gina. Check this out, Gina. Why are we always at the end, right? And at the bottom, and we are the fastest and the strongest in the race.
We're helping everybody else get
because
we're stopping to give them water. We're stopping to make sure they're not dehydrated. We're stopping to make sure that their shoes are okay, and everybody's just running all over us. What's wrong?
Yeah.
How could anyone in Africa allow this to happen?
Yeah.
After what's been happening? I mean, the recent events in China alone should have stopped this, but all the events since the beginning of time should have stopped this. Do we have do we have no sacred places in our midst?
It's just if you look at all the negatives, then it's pretty hard. It is really hard to come to terms with. If you look at all the negative, but this is a situation that if we come together, black people because the problem is majority of the people on the continent are actually in a slumber. So if we are waiting for the continent to wake up and do this and do that, it's going to take years and years and years. And that is if we even have the opportunity to even save the continent. So what I think is important that we should do is we should keep sounding the alarm. We should keep trying to reach as many of our people across the globe as we can. And we all have to come to the same page and decide that we have to come together and take steps to save our continent, our race, and to actually build our capacities. Okay, build our capacities, because if our ancestors built the pyramids, why are we sitting down? Why the fuck are we afraid to rise and do something?
I don't get it, sis.
So if we combine spirituality with technology, why are we not even pushing STEM? Why are our children being miseducated? That is the problem. So I would just continue to read this message from the Black Sunrise, and
my phone is dying. My phone is dying.
Plug it in, sis. We got a lot to talk about. Plug it in.
I'm gonna join. I'm gonna come back in. I'm gonna come back in about 5 minutes.
Sure.
Okay.
Plug it in, sis. See you in a few minutes.
Okay.
The Black Sunrise is saying that we are told, look up because our redemption is coming from the sky. But everyone else comes to Africa and their God is under your feet. The gold, the diamond, bauxite, steel, copper, and etc. And that is truth. Okay?
This is okay, so someone wrote that he was disposed. Okay, but you know what? This is the problem. It continues. We need to we need to have some kind of set.
The black sunrise just informed us that they have removed him, and that is uplifting. That is quite uplifting.
That is like
That is
remarkable that he could have even gotten there. But you know, that is
yeah.
part of the problem. One, he might have been disposed, but there's so many others letting them into the country, doing whatever they will. And that is really where the problem is, and that's where it needs to
But
end.
I have a feeling that it's not business as usual going forward after all we've seen. I have a feeling it's not business as usual. I have a feeling that a lot of change is about to come. I have a feeling that our people are about to just let change in. So let me just read this on from Black Sunrise. It says your gold, your silver, bauxite, steel, copper, diamonds, coltan under your feet, make them gods on earth. They tell you Satan is under your feet. No, your minerals is where Satan is. Break the code. Yeah, word. Go ahead, Sister Gina.
One thing I've thought about, and I said, they came. What makes their money more profitable? Like they came, they gave us the paper, the pieces of paper, and the currency, and they said, okay, this is valuable. But the gold, the silver, the minerals, and everything else that they're taking from us is not valuable. It's valuable when they
Yeah,
resell it to us. That's when it
yeah,
becomes valuable. What we need, what we need a reset. We need to all just,
yeah,
you know how they just closed Africa for coronavirus. We need to close Africa
hmm,
from the beast so we could get a reset, reprogram all our
yeah,
minds, understand, okay,
yeah,
what
yeah,
is that we're dealing with here?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
once you're providing your own food, you're able to provide your own everything. You don't need these people for anything. It's just a matter
yeah.
of getting control of what it is that you need and don't need from these people, because the things that we need, we can provide for ourselves. And we should be
Yes, welcome back,
providing.
David.
Thank you.
Hey, David.
Thank
Please,
Hey Gina,
please
how you
remember, fam, to keep the likes up. Please keep the likes up. We don't have any page moderator, chat room moderator, so keep the likes coming, and please subscribe if you're new on the channel. Thank you, and share, and invite the community to join in the conversation. Thank you so much. Please go ahead, fam.
Yeah, what I was going to say is one thing that we have to keep in mind is we have to learn to look a lot farther than what we're seeing in front of us. Like, for example, when Trump first came saying he wanted to build the wall, first thing I told everybody, he's not building a wall to keep those Mexicans out. He's building it to keep us in. Everybody thought I was stupid. They're like, okay, yeah, you're joking. So what happens when this coronavirus hit? What do? They stop issuing passports and we can't leave. Now, what's the second stage? I'm going to tell you, and maybe I'm going to be wrong, but I don't think I am. They're giving out all of this free money. They're just printing it out. We're getting little to none of it. They're giving it to all these big businesses. When this whole thing is over with, our dollar is going to be worth nothing. I mean, look at eggs now. Eggs are like $7 to $10 a dozen. Before this happened, I was buying 18 eggs for $1.86. Look at the price of toilet paper. This stuff is never going to come back down. So let's say if you were making $50,000 a year, when this is over, it's going to be worth maybe 20,000. Am I saying this? Because when it's time, when this is over, we want to go back to Africa. Instead of the ticket being $1,000, it's going to be $5,000. And people might look and say, well, that's crazy. Well, I'm old enough to remember when I was younger in the 60s and 70s, a plane ticket to go to Europe was $4,000 or $5,000. It just got cheap in the
Yeah,
90s and the 90s and the 2000s, but in the 80s it started coming down. In the 60s and 70s, no black person could go to Europe unless they were rich, and it wasn't much of us rich back then.
yeah,
Hello? Yeah, you still there?
Hello.
Yeah, so I think
I-
this is what's going to happen because they don't want us to leave. If we all leave United States now, it's more than done.
And it's exactly what we need to do. It would be
Yeah.
a beautiful thing if it was a max, you know, an exodus of millions just leaving. They wouldn't know what to do. They might fight. They might want
Oh,
to
they'll shut it
go to
down.
war to keep us here and to keep us in all the
Dr.
other
Moon,
places they've put us.
But
yeah,
you know,
Dr. Right.
I've seen somebody drive from Europe to Africa. I'm
Yeah,
telling you, like
yeah,
he drove.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought he
that
was
was
gonna
the
stop.
black.
He drove all the way.
Trust me, if there was a way to drive from America to Africa, it would have been a lot of folks there already.
Yeah.
Me being one of them.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
might.
so it's
The thing
gonna
is, you're
be
laughing.
hard to
But you know
go.
how people are taking the back way into Europe and into other places. Eventually, people are going to be taking the back way into Africa. You're going to hear people
Oh
dying,
yeah.
trying to get to Africa, trying to get away from America, and it's sad.
I'm telling you.
So get ready because
Yeah.
Because yes, let me just throw light on how important it is for us to return to the continent and take it, because the kind of freedom, the shared freedom we're gonna have to empower ourselves economically and gain wealth. I'm talking about real wealth. That possibility is there. It is available to us if we can take it, and this is our land. This is our land. The land of our fathers. This is it.
I've asked somebody this before. Is I don't understand how they keep us tied up the way they do. I just this is the part that I don't get, because we are, again, the most intelligent. We're the brightest people on earth.
Yes,
Wow.
but we are also
We're
the
in
most
spiritual change.
most brainwashed people.
I
We're
mean,
like
you go to India, you go to Mexico, you go to Brazil. Everywhere we are spit on, and there's got to be some spiritual bind holding us. This
Most
is not
of us are Christians. It's Christianity that's binding us. It's Christianity that's binding most black people up. If you talk to the most people that have awakened, they're no longer Christian. And this is what's doing it. And if you can't say that to black people, to the Christians, because they get mad at you for insulting their religion, not knowing that this isn't our religion.
I don't care about their feelings anymore.
They wouldn't even listen to you. Like, if they're not woke, they're in deep. That is it.
Yeah.
Either woke.
Yeah. And if you say, well, Christ was black, and they'll say, well, it doesn't matter. And I was like, well, if it doesn't matter, why'd they change him to white?
Yes. Well, if it doesn't matter, why don't you have a black Jesus in your kitchen?
If it doesn't matter, why did they go through the trouble of changing him to white?
Right.
It does matter, because
in every other nation, if you go to an Indian house in India, they don't have a white Jesus. If you go to China, they don't have a white Jesus. If you go to any other race, they're looking at gods that look like them. The only people that have a white Jesus is us. That's not white.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's just Christianity. It's something with us. That's why I say it's more than Christianity. Because we're the only ones. I mean, there's other people that are Christians, but their gods look like them.
Right.
It's hard to understand, but you see, the thing is, as I said, if we focus on the challenges, then we may not even be motivated to take the needed steps towards dealing with it. And to for example, imagine that you're trying to help somebody get out of a situation, and that person is fighting you, trying to help them out of the situation. That is the thing. And don't forget, the Bible, the Christian Bible, makes sure they will guard against our awakened voices, because it's telling them that if somebody comes to tell you that, you know, don't believe in God, or the Bible God, don't believe in the Christ and all of that, they are antichrist and time is up and you have to be stronger, at that point, and you have to, and so that is the teachings in it. So the minute you start talking to someone, they remember, oh, the Bible said, talked about these times. You know, the devil will come in telling you to give up your faith, but don't start, be steadfast and stand strong. And so, how do you even start to even open reality to such a person?
My thing is, why does every other race or nationality have religion, but they put their religion on the back burner, but we have to put ours on the front burner? Everybody else puts
Yeah,
their belief systems, their religions somewhere where they can, deal with it. But when it comes time to stick together, to make decisions for the whole, they don't stick their religion front and center. Are we the most? Are we saying that we have more belief than anyone else? Then why are we the most? Why are we the most hated race on earth if we are the ones that are closer to God? Why are we the ones for the
yeah,
last 2,000 years have been going through what we've been going through and more?
yeah,
I think a good case study in that, Gina, is the Haitian Revolution, because they used voodoo
We went back
and
to
they
our God.
conquered.
We went back to
Excuse
our
me?
God.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We understand that the religion can help us overcome anything, but it has to be the right religion. You see,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and
yeah,
and what white folks have done is they have taken voodoo and they have created it as being evil, and all black people look at it as evil, but yet they practice it. You see, they practice voodoo, and so the problem is we're afraid to go back to our true self. That's what I think.
I just want some
well,
direct. I'm ready to go back. Anybody in the timeline that knows how to get back to my true African religion belief system, tell me. I'm willing to do whatever we need to do. You know,
oh, you just
I'm
need to get
willing to
here,
do
sister.
whatever we
You
need to do to get
you
rid of these
you
demons.
just need to get here. That's it. That's all. You just need to get down here.
Look, just worry about getting
Trust me,
there,
that
right?
No jokes aside, if you have the answer,
there is plenty
you know,
to do.
whatever we need to do to stop these demons from hurting our people across the world. And a lot of folks when they speak, and I want to say this to you, sister, you're like I go on a couple of pages, but you're always pushing the fact that not just blacks in Africa, but blacks around the world, and I am grateful for that. Because you know what?
Yes,
A lot
Thank
me
of
you.
people
too.
don't understand the respect that Africa gets has a lot to do with the respect that it shows its people across the world. The blacks that are suffering in India, the blacks that are suffering in America, the blacks that are suffering in the West Indies or the Caribbean, it's all interconnected with Africa. If Africa is
Yeah.
respected, blacks will be respected. If those blacks are
Yeah.
respected, Africa will be respected. So we're all descendants, we're all children of Africa. And you're like one of the people that I mean, people, I have other pages I go to, they talk about, what can we do for Africa? But they kind of have this thing where they don't include all the blacks throughout the world.
So
And it's really important
yeah,
because that is the only way that we're going to win this.
the only way we're gonna win this is globally if we at least of the same mind. Even if we're not in the same location, we are at least of the same mind, and we can use our resources to connect and make it work. But I have a question though. So, what is happening with all these trailblazers and role models and celebrities, and aren't they supposed to be our strong people though? and
No,
they're supposed to
we can't.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about
they're
celebrities?
A bunch of
let me end this. Let me end this
They
question
don't. They
on a
don't
good note,
count.
though.
they're already in their promised land. Their promised land is the money that they have in the pocket. The master has paid them well. We need to look at them like slaves that used to be, in America, you used to have the house slaves, and then you had the porch slaves, and then you had the slaves that slept in a house in a corner. Well, those are corner slaves. They're quite happy with this situation. They don't want it to change, because if it changed, then it would mean an equilibrium that they're not ready to deal with. And that goes for most of the rich. They're comfortable. They're happy. They don't care. They don't mind coming out of their beautiful houses with the big fences, or big, and having guards and having maids, and going out into the dusty streets, seeing a whole bunch of poverty. See, I have a problem with that. I want to see Africa. I want to see Africa looking like Europe, looking like America. I want the streets paved, even for the poorest of us. You have to keep in mind, some of these people, they get off out of having these big, beautiful houses, and having servants, and living their white dream life. I'm sorry, I'm no longer holding back, because that is a part of the problems. That's why some of the celebrities, they don't see the problem in what's wrong. They don't see that. They don't see when they walk out the house and they see a bunch of poor people, it's not them. And a matter of
Yeah.
fact,
Yeah, and
they will not
you
feel
know,
good or rich unless they are poor people around them to see. And that's sad.
right?
But the influence of the demonic money that's given to them. Period.
Yeah,
Please
and
subscribe if you're new on
the
this channel.
veil.
Please subscribe and share this video. Also, remember to like and support us on Patreon. Go to www.patreon.com/The Woke Africa Show. We have the Ubuntu Project, is a knowledge center for the entire African people. I want to build a knowledge center, a center that will be a convergence point, a center that will archive our information and who we are, and keep accurate record of our history going forward. It is a place that we are going to showcase our artifacts, and we are going to showcase our heroes. It is a place that we are going to have the space to progress our people, and for our children to have a common ground to learn about who they are. So it is coming up very soon. If you can go to Patreon, it's on the 4th tier. You can read about it over there, and then you can support it if you can. Very soon we'll be launching a website, and we'll be having some architects start with designing the 3D model, so people can actually have a look at this project. Because I believe that talking alone is not enough. Talking backed by action is what is going to take us one step after another to our destination. So thank you so much for joining. Subscribe, share the channel, and support this channel. Thank you so much. Please continue, Sister Gina.
Oh no, I mean, do you guys agree? I mean, this is what I see. Not just in Africa, but there are a few, but overall, no.
What I was going to add to that is that I think the veil is coming down for a lot of us, because I watch those nighttime talk shows sometimes, and some of the daytime talk shows, and all you see is all of these hosts and their guests, and they're showing you their houses. You're looking at the inside of their houses, and they're living well, and then all they're doing is complaining about how they can't do this and they can't do that. But they're inside of a house that 3 or 4 families could live inside and not leave the house for the whole year and be happy. And they're complaining. And we're looking at this, and they don't realize they're so out of touch with humanity. They don't realize what they're doing. They don't realize what they're showing us. But yet we're seeing it.
Yeah.
You know? They're showing this, and they don't realize we're going, wait a minute, you're complaining about you can't do this and you can't do that. And you got a kitchen with a $25,000 refrigerator in it, It's crazy, and I think I just hope that we don't go back to sleep after this is over with.
Oh
You know,
no, sleeping, no, sleeping no more.
Well, you
Well,
can go
if
back to sleep if
for
you want to.
nothing at
These
all,
are playing.
we
They are not
have to
playing.
rise up
And
and
you
start
will get killed
pulling
while
our
you
weight.
sleep. You can sleep if you want to, because right now
Yeah,
they want the land, they want the people, they want the resources. And if you're asleep, you're still gonna get hurt. You're still gonna get killed. There's
yeah,
no reason for anybody to go back to sleep now because the time is among us. There's nothing you can do but move forward now. Either you are with Africa and you're going to do whatever you can do to support and build, or you are going to sit back and just be, because they're not going to let you stick around and just be here. They don't want, I mean, they want less of you. They want less of us.
yeah,
You see these black
yeah,
beautiful faces? They don't see us that way. They don't see us that way. They want us out of here. So
at
and
one time, Bill Gates. Hmm?
please go ahead. Please go ahead.
At one time, Bill Gates said that, and a lot of people miss this. He said that the world would be better if we only had 500,000 people in the world.
Yeah,
Now, what makes
yeah,
us think that they're not? Because he also said, well, once we get past this virus, another one's coming. How does he know?
Well, I don't know what he's
Unless they're
talking
putting them
about.
out.
When you look at his numbers, I don't know if he's counting humans and inorganic beings because, we're the humans on Earth. They're inorganic beings. So if he wants to get rid of anything, he should get rid of the inorganic beings. But you see, this is the thing. We have to start looking at them like like they're dispensable, like they look at us. I'm sorry. I'm one of those kind of people that I'm willing to do to you whatever you're willing to do to me.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, in actuality, they are the virus. Look at everything they're killing off. They basically killed the planet. You know, the planet was on life support, and then once this, once everybody was in the house, the Venice River started clearing up, the air started clearing up, everything started clearing up, and now you got them trying to mess it up even worse. It's
Everything
you know
like that that show said everything they touch they kill. And it's like
they kill.
I'm at this point right now where I'm just like, okay, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. We need to start thinking what how can we weaponize and protect Africa and protect our
how
people.
can we protect
We need some
ourselves
we
and
need some
protect our
scientists,
people?
some
How can we
doctors,
protect
some
our seed?
Hello,
How can we
exactly.
protect our seed? Our young
this thing
people.
keeps cutting off.
Yeah. We need
Yeah.
we need to figure out a way. We need to figure out a way because at this point, I mean, we're just sitting ducks. We're just sitting here waiting to, how you have a room full of chickens and you don't know who's gonna get killed. Somebody's gonna come
Yeah.
in and cook you. We're just the chickens waiting to be killed. And I'm like, that's not cool. That's not how we should be. We should be in a place where if we don't want to take the vaccines, we should be able to say, no, we don't want the vaccines. Thank you.
Yeah.
If you don't want to come here anymore, that's
The,
fine.
the
But
only way to recognize Africa, here's what I think, and people are going to say, well, this is crazy. They're going to not be able to. I think really Africa should have done what they didn't do 400 years ago. They need to send aircraft, planes over to every country and pick up their diaspora and bring them back home.
that was the biggest
Diaspora.
mistake Africa made. As soon as they got their freedom, as soon as Africa got their freedom or liberation, they should have demanded, we want our people back. We want our people to have the
Yeah, but
opportunity
it's not
to come
too
back.
late. Now's the time. We've got a little bit of research. We know how our enemy operates. Now it's not too late. They need to go bring them back. They're sitting up here messing around with China. They should have been got the one plane should have gone over there. I don't care what country it was from, picked up everybody in China that was black. I don't care if they were from the United States. I don't care if they were from Ghana, Nigeria. What they should have brought them all back to Africa.
When Africa start
And
making
then they
moves
and
like
then
that, when Africa start making moves like that, David, you are so right. Once Africa start making moves like that, everyone's gonna stop and respect them. Because you see, it's
yeah.
like you sitting here letting your children be abused in all these different places and corners of the world. I mean, you go to Mexico, the dark-skinned Mexicans are hated. You go to Brazil, the
Oh
dark-skinned
yeah.
Brazilians are hated. You go to Puerto Rico, everybody don't want to admit that they're African, even if they're dark. So the thing about it is when you have your race being insulted and terrorized in all these different places, yeah, then they don't respect you. And the fact that you don't care about yourself says a lot. So yeah, you're right, David. The best thing that they could do now is to say, hey, you know what? We're opening our borders to all our people.
Not
Anybody
just open
Yeah.
the not
back
not
in
just open the borders,
some
off,
stuff to be
offer us
American,
citizenship.
you're welcome to come home and you are a full citizen of our country. You know what? That would turn the table on everything.
I,
Which
I'm talking about not just that. They
diaspora
they they
for
need to
taking out of
put
the
us on a plane. They
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 may
need to
not be
put
able
us
to do
all
that.
on a plane.
That would be
Excuse
nice,
me?
but I don't know if they could afford to do that. But if they could do that,
Yeah,
that
they
would be
can. We keep saying Africa can't afford it. Africa is probably the wealthiest country on the planet. Africa's
it's
got
the most
money,
country on the planet. But right
and
now,
look, and we are an investment,
the most it's the most we owe the most money on the planet as well. They have sold out.
right? But we are an investment, though. We're definitely an investment. Think about it. If we all got back, even the poor of us got back to Africa, do you know how much wealth and human resources it would be? Even the poor of us know how to do tasks that some people in Africa don't know how to do. We know
That
how
would
to do these
definitely
tasks.
take that would definitely take some compromising on both parts. The Africans that are on the
Um,
continent and the
you know,
Africans that are here.
if I may pitch in just a little bit, um, I think that I think some of our leaders saw this coming.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
some of our
I believe
leaders
you.
got into power.
Hmm.
They assessed the situation of what has happened for generations, and then they said, "Nope, our people must come back home."
You're right.
So,
Ghana was the first. Ghana was the first.
yeah, and
Definitely
then
stand on
and
that.
then and then there is a lot of free land for our people in the diaspora at Asebu. Free land. You are entitled to a plot of land
You
for
know, the thing
free.
with that, sister, the thing with that is there are a few Africans that can afford to take advantage of that. Some of them, I'm sure everybody could buy the land. But when you start thinking about constructing a home and then thinking about how you're going to support yourself, you see, Africa needs to come up with a plan. They need to work with the diaspora and come up with a plan so Africa does not suffer from that burden of people coming back, and the people that are coming back know that they're not going to suffer in conjunction to going there, not knowing, okay, will I be able to buy a house? Yeah, the land I think is $700 in a Sable. If I know anything about it, $700 for a plot, you could probably get that. Nobody in America should have a problem coming up with $700. Now they may have a problem coming up with $70,000 to build a house, and then figuring out
Also include the plane ticket and all that.
themselves. You know what I mean? It's just something like that would need to be something that the diaspora and Africa work in conjunction to see, okay, how can we make this work? It might take you a year or 2 years to move, but we can make payment plans. You could get a mortgage and you could stay there for the next 2 years and build your house and figure out a business and then make your move. It would have to be something strategic like that, where we're working in conjunction with the banks. Now, the business that the diaspora would bring in would benefit the people in Africa, and it would benefit the person that wants to get out of America or Europe or wherever else to get back into the continent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It,
I
I think
believe
the
that. I
land
believe
itself
that
is
can happen.
great if you
I
are
believe
in
that
a
can
position
happen
of money.
when,
It's great. You know?
yeah, I believe that can happen when we come from the diaspora. The first church of people come from the diaspora, set up businesses that will allow, the African government have an option without having to succumb to Western powers, because most of these businesses are owned by them.
And that's the thing.
Okay,
Right
so
now, there's no
yeah,
construction companies.
but
If they were smart, if they had smart construction companies in Africa, they would say, hey, you know what? We'll take on the task to build your house. Um, and you have to pay us monthly. You know, this person might not be able to move for a year or two until they finish paying. But if they had payment options, and in the meantime trying to figure out what businesses they could bring into the continent, then that would be great. But right now, you know, it's not a matter of having
There are
workers
some
for
local
banks,
mortgage
because you know
companies,
what,
though.
their banks
There's
set up
some local mortgage companies.
local mortgage companies or construction companies that's willing to
Yeah,
work with you. You know what I mean? And get things
yeah,
going.
yeah,
That would
I
be
think
yeah.
another huge problem is perception, because I've talked to a lot of people on the continent, and they think, oh well, you make $40,000 a year, you know, or you make this much, even in my disability, compared to what some Africans are making in dollars. I'm wealthy, but what they don't understand is it costs us almost everything we make to live. You know, I mean, you know, the rent here in Austin, for example. I mean, I'm in Austin, Texas, but let alone let's go talk about New York or California. This is one of the lower rent places. The lowest rent is $1,200 US dollars a month for a 1 bedroom. Now, some people in Africa make $1,200 the whole year,
Yeah.
but that's what we pay for the month. Then, for example, my water bill here is $130. I'm a single man. I live here by myself, but that's how much the water bill costs here. Electric bill, close to $100. You know, I don't have a lot of frivolous things. So right there, when you include all of that, all of those bills, oh, my car insurance, it is $130 a month. So when you add all of that up, I'm close to $2,000 a month. That's almost $24,000 a year, right there. So to a person in Africa, they're like, well, why can't you come here? You're making $24,000 a year. But they don't realize the cost of living is more than that. That's the issue. Even for a person making $40,000 a year, it's nothing here, depending on where you live.
But David, you know, the Chinese did it. You know, for when the Chinese after the war or whatever, and the Chinese were starting to come back, and they were having these small little businesses. When the government, the Chinese government, helped them set up a way where they could come back. You know what I mean? By making sure that they were given places to live, but whatever, and all they had to do was come back with businesses and those businesses help get China to where it's at. So it's got to be something that the government and the people are working together in conjunction.
You mean the government of Africa?
Yeah.
The governments of the different. Yeah.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying, here in the United States,
with accountants, working with people that know the differences of America, the differences here. How can we make this situation work to benefit Africa? You know what I mean?
Right.
You see,
people are going.
There's also one situation
One year, 2 years, they're going back to America. That's not good.
Can you hear me, sister? There's one situation going down here where certain businesses cost, or certain transactions cost more down here in Africa than they would cost in Europe or in America. Interest loans are far higher than it will be allowed in any Western country. So, because
I don't think loans will be the answer.
Because Black diaspora are not interested in doing business in Africa, these people have come and they've set up and they've established, and they're milking the people heavily. So, when the person that abuses is the person with the power.
We need economists to come in and to work those numbers and make it right for Africa. And for the people that are returning.
You don't get why we are crying for the diaspora to come back. It's because it's like you have a big sister, big in the sense that they know our oppressors. They live with them. They built the technology. Whatever we had, they added on. Whilst those of us on the continent were prevented from even believing in who we are, that we are all wearing fake clothes, fake identities.
Yeah.
So you can be as woke as you can, but being woke on the continent is not equal with collaborating and connecting with your big sister in the sense that they are close to they know what time the boogeyman goes to bed and wakes up.
They know
Okay.
they know how to speak his language.
We definitely know what time it is.
Yeah. We
So
have to put them to sleep for centuries.
Yeah.
so the thing of it is that for me, I say that I don't preach hatred to anybody. I preach empowerment to my people. If you have a problem with that, I don't give a hoot as about it. I preach empowerment to my people, and as long as I can, I would continue to do it. And by talking about it, we all kind of realize what we need to contribute to make this work. So for me, the reason I'm building Ubuntu Center is to allow for every single person on the continent who wants to at least know where to go to get what information. Because people just hear people talk about a lot of things, but where do I go to make my own research? You will not find those books on Google. Where do I go to find the needed knowledge I need as proof of what I've heard? So you're asking me to let go everything I've been taught since I was born, based on what your word. Where is the proof? Where is the letter? Where is the knowledge? So we need to realize that that we have talked and we all know what it is that we have to deal with. Even the closed-minded person that told you that, well, it doesn't matter if Jesus is white or black, told you that because he has heard you and he's just trying to defend, of course, what he knows he's been knowing for the rest of his life. But we need to start educating our people. Our unity should have that central point. So if it has to do with Dr. Arikana and her project, then every single person in the diaspora has to sign up. What I'm doing, what my project is seeking to do, is that every single person, when they land on the continent and find themselves in this country, they would have a reference point to begin with, to know what is the businesses I can invest in, who is available to do business with me, how can I trade amongst our people, where are people's businesses located. We need to have that central point, because it wouldn't have been necessary to have this kind of strategy or to have this if we had anything resembling equity ever. But there is none. There is none. So we have to have that central point. So I'm talking about group farming investments. 10 people, 20 people, put your money together, form a group, come to the continent, get your land and farm. Okay? Technology, group technology investments. Get yourself together. Come up with platforms. Come up with technology that we need. Automobiles, communication-wise. Hey, astronomical, research into the universe. Because what these people are doing, they are looking for alternative planets where they can leave our assets here after destroying this planet and move to. And they've been researching for how long now? But what are we doing? If we're returning to the times that our great ancestors were gods, they were gods who built the pyramids to harness electrical energy, electromagnetic energy from thin air. They were ancestors, they were regarded as gods because of their technology. Our unification should have a central point, and that central point should be something that builds us up, because the enemy we're dealing with has a powerful weapon. Technology, artificial intelligence. Do you know, I'm very much a science fiction, like I'm into all of it. The universe, the planets, the black holes, and everything in between. And I'm telling you, there are living robots that are as light, and they look like these cotton thingies, but are living robots that exist, that can enter into your body with instructions. It is there. And do whatever. And I'm not even going to say allegedly, because it's available on YouTube. So our people must realize that we can talk about it and talk about it. But if you and I are not coming here to buy land and get together as a group, so our financial power is strong, to establish these institutions that are free from the Bill Gates and those people and the Zuckerbergs and all of them, we're going to depend on their technology and sit here and run our mouths and talk a lot, then we will be doing this for the next 10 years and there will not be change. They are trying to progress their race. It doesn't matter what is in their way. If we are in their way, they will get us out of their way however they have. But how are we also building our race? What are we doing to better be an equal on the playing field? So we need to pick up our acts. We need to come up with a strategy and decide what it is that we have to do. And what it is we have to do is plain, is there. Nobody is gonna come call you from house to house to house. No, it is food security. We need to protect our food security. We need to develop our technology. And we need to improve our medicine. Food, medicine, technology.
And we need to
empower.
We have to secure the land. Who's purchasing our land?
Yes. So we can't afford to be pissed about it and be sitting on the fence no more. We talk, yes, we do the talking, but we also have to realize that we don't have forever to live. Our children must come to understand this situation before they go our age. Our children, we must start forming the new Africa. Forget about what is in existence. We must as the people, we can form groups, we can form alliances. We don't have to take guns and start firing people. That is not even the solution right now. Because if you're going to take guns to go and fight somebody, how much is your ammunition power? It just takes one atomic bomb and you're already shut up.
We're not ready.
So we don't even.
That's why
we're not ready.
I'm hoping that we have something stronger. I'm hoping we have some spirituality that we can use, because to be honest with you,
so
we're outnumbered as far as weapons.
The spirituality is what should help us connect with our people, and that is what is happening now. So you have to have hope. You have to have faith that awakening is happening. And when that awakening is happening, I'm telling you that Fuse ODG in the UK, this black, he has a school that is black oriented, like, teaching everything in African languages. That is what we should be doing. Dr. Campbell Obadele Kambon, he has a school that is black oriented, and they teach science and technology, mathematics, engineering, everything in our local language. That is the empowerment that we need for children. Because we can talk about it. But if we are not, if you're listening to me, I'm telling you that this is about the survival of our race. It is not a YouTube conversation. It is about the survival of our race, our children. If we are struggling about our land and we're talking about our land, how about by the time like I'm out of this world, do we know in 100 years, in 500 years, are there going to be any black people left though?
Exactly.
So this is not a joke. You must sow the seed today for it to germinate tomorrow to become a tree the next day. So we need to start grouping up, grouping up, because every single one of us don't have that kind of power.
Exactly.
That kind of economic power to establish a business that endures across generations. Do we? I don't.
We don't even have the power to open up the. I mean, they've shut us down. We can't even catch a plane. I mean, this shows you how much control they have.
A window is coming from. You need to be ready. If you're serious about getting out, a window is coming, because for me, I have a feeling what happened was just a test. This is a test. The real thing is coming. So you want to get out, you get ready for that window. And you come out with your knowledge, you come out with your youth, you come out with your strength. You coming home. It doesn't matter what is going to happen. If you have to come and sleep under a tree for a year or a month to situate yourself and start fighting for your freedom where you can belong, then that's what you're gonna have to do. But I'm not gonna let you sleep under the tree anyways. But if that's what we're gonna do, then that's what we're gonna have to do. Nobody is saying it's gonna be easy. If you're looking for the easy way out, then you're like a joke, because you see, when they say Africa, they've never distinguished. They've always even think Africa was one small country for a long time.
Exactly.
You get my point? So they are not gonna say you are wealthy. You're black, and that's all you're gonna be. So let's show them that there's power in being black by taking our own destinies. It's not too late. It's not too late. They're talking about exterminating us, they're talking about all this, and we're gonna boo-hoo and cry and act on every whim. Everything they say we act. Everything they say we act. And I'm part of it, because the British media came out and said, well, let's go test in Kenya. And I was like, oh, they say they're coming to test in Kenya. Empower Kenyan scientists. Like, are there any conscious scientists in Kenya? Look at what Madagascar is doing. They came out with their own herbal treatment.
They're like, we don't need your treatment. We're good.
We don't. And the truth is, we don't. Because
we don't need for you to come back with your vaccines. We're good.
Yeah. And that is it. So we have to not be like the ancestors who made way for the Greeks and the Romans to take Egypt out of their hands. This is our Egypt now. Okay? This is our Egypt. And they're coming.
Full force.
Ready so we have to
ready or not.
We have to be ready to do what we gotta do. And hey, they're fighting on a science and technology, biotechnological weaponry. That level is higher than what gunfire power. That plane they're fighting on right now is higher than what we sit and we talk about. Oh, we need to get guns. No, we don't need guns. We need to develop our technology. We need to be able to say, let them come, because we know what we got.
Oh, that sounds good.
But
I like the way
yeah.
that sounds. Let them come.
Yeah.
Yes, I like the way that
Now,
sounds.
how can you
But
say, let them
you
come
gotta get there.
when
You gotta get there.
that one bullet you got in your gun is done? You're dead. No, that is not the kind of advancement we're talking about. That is not. No, that's not
But
what we're talking about.
I know we have
We're
it within our midst. We have it within our midst. We just need the people that have the knowledge, that has the experience, that have the capabilities to step up and do, you know, what is it? Put your best out for your people.
step up, come down here and build the research centers. If you won't do it, I'm gonna ask for $50, $50, $50. I'm gonna have to beg if I have to. And Ubuntu Center will be built. If you're not gonna do it, I'm doing it. We have to realize what time it is. And when that center is ready, there will be too much intelligent Black people to help fund that center. I don't know them yet, but I know they're there. Because if their ancestors are not going to bring them, why can't I even sleep? Why do I need to build this center so much? So we have to believe that everything that you feel in your spirit that you have to do, it will come together with somebody else's inspiration. It will come together. A whole nation of human beings, of powerful Black people, will never be exterminated. We will not go extinct. And because we will not go extinct, that is why we're having this conversation. We're not harming nobody. Okay, YouTube, we're not harming nobody, but talking about, sustainability of our people, of who we are.
I mean, we would like for them to be different towards us. Of course we would. We would like for them not to, I mean, after being attacked as long as we have been attacked, of course we would prefer for them to not be so abrasive towards us. But what can you do in the sense of we have to start protecting ourselves, period. We don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Because we're at a place now that everywhere on this earth, the Black skin is terrorized.
Everywhere.
And it's not something that we're doing. We're not doing it. I don't see anything where Black people are treating non-Black people unfairly. So we have to position ourselves in the basically
because of our self-hate. Because of our self-hate,
yes.
We give permission to be treated like that because of our self-hate. We give permission to people to treat us like that because we have the subconscious mind that says we deserve to be treated like that. So they do it without hesitation.
When you're an abused child, and I'm gonna say, we're like adults now, but we're like abused children. You don't know anything else. You tend to, when you was an abused child, you tend to grow up and deal with abusive situations and relationships and the people you choose as friends. And I think that's what's happened to the Black race all over the world.
Yeah.
I truly do.
Yeah. I do too. And I can't even say this enough. I can't say this enough. We need to realize what our focal point is, what our focal point is in this awakening. And our focal point, if you are, an excellent person in science, technology, and mathematics, volunteer some of your time and get Black kids together and start imparting knowledge into them. That is the focal point of our awakening.
Take the best of what you are good at and use it to help your people. Period.
Good.
Take the
Good.
best of whatever it is that you're good at. If you're good at planting gardens, take it to Africa. If you're good at making products, take it to Africa. If you're good at making medicine, take it to Africa. Everything.
Look, if you're making Black beauty products, I'm telling you, there is so many Black people on this continent, you can't even produce for everybody.
Exactly. Whatever that it is that you are good at. If you're good at cooking, take it. Anything that you are great at, you could take it home and you could benefit your people.
And the intra-African trade is on. It is on.
We're not appreciated anyway. You take it to them, they don't even give you recognition. In a couple of years, they say they created it. Look at all the things that Black people have done across the world. I mean, some of us see a stop sign and we don't even know that a Black man created it. You know, some of us see alarm systems in our houses. We don't know that a Black woman created it. The cell phone, everything that, even the potato chips that you eat, Black created. But now, I mean, once they put their name on it, we're done. So everything that you do, take it back to your people and that it benefits your race. Because guess what? That's what they're doing. It's not unfair if they're doing it already. They're not only taking what they've created and benefiting their race, they're taking what you created and benefiting their race. If they were taking off your plate and feeding you too, that would mean something. But they're taking off your plate and they're leaving you crumbs. When are we going to get this? They are giving us crumbs off of our own plate. I keep saying it because people need to understand it's basic. I'm making it as basic as possible. It's like someone come to your house. You offer them some of your food and you turn around and go to another room and you didn't even start eating yet. You come back and they've eaten everything, knowing that you were supposed to share it. Are you going to keep inviting this person to your house?
No. So let me just quickly read this comment from the Black Sunrise. She says, like, 1, examine all the areas where you are programmed to hate your image.
Yes.
Secondly, especially the music, that, you know. Secondly, dismantle it. Dismantle it. You need to start. And you know, it's so true. It's so true. I spent my whole life, and I'm saying this from a deep place. I spent my whole life thinking I'm ugly. The best part of my life.
That's the Black woman's truth right there, though. Because when you watch TV,
I'm telling you,
everything you see is, you don't see this. You don't see this. This is not the face of beauty when you watch television.
No.
You know, even though, you know, it's the face you see when you wake up in the morning, but when you watch television, it tells you that this is not it. And you know what? We believe it. We believe it. Okay, you know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that we are under subjection based on what they tell, the music we hear, the stuff we watch on TV, the things that we buy, the brand names. These are the things that are holding us.
Yeah.
Why do we need a new iPhone every year?
I don't know. I never bought one.
I mean, why do we need a new iPhone every year? Stuff added to us. Who told you? Who told us? You know, Malcolm X said it. Who told you that you're ugly? Who told you your hair wasn't beautiful? Think about it. Who told us that? Who told us that we look like monkeys? So therefore, we need to change. Who's our enemy?
We need to. So now the third point says reprogram your mind, which is very important. Which is what I see happening on the continent at the moment. I see, like, I have platforms. I have WhatsApp platforms. If you want to join, please email me. If you click on any video, my email is there in the description box. Email me and I'll add you to WhatsApp platforms where real communication is happening at this moment. And we are talking seriously to people from the continent about, deconscientizing their minds from mental slavery and everything that holds us back as Black people. And so it's going on. I know that conversation is definitely going on right now as I'm talking to you on several platforms in the motherland, not just mine. Then she says, finally find like-minded people. It is so important
Very important.
to you cannot do anything, you cannot achieve anything with people who cannot see.
If they don't have a vision, they're blind and they're not going to lead you to nowhere. They're going to see an obstacle in every turn.
Yeah.
Everything you say you want to do, they're going to say, we can't do this because they're afraid. They're afraid, and you can't really walk with fear. You can't walk with people that are afraid. You can't work with people. You can't grow with people that are afraid, because where they are, that's where they're going to stay. And they're going to try to keep you there with them so they're not alone. Some of us are afraid. It's okay. They might not be afraid tomorrow, but while they're afraid, keep them where they are. Protect them, but keep them where they are.
So then finally, once you have like-minded people, you build and you protect. You build and you protect. Family, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new to this page, please subscribe and please support us on Patreon. We want to build the Ubuntu Center. And we're serious about it. So you'll be supporting a worthy cause, and you would have a place to go to when you come down here.
You
So,
know, it's a frightening thing. You're right. It's a frightening thing. I'm afraid. Aren't you afraid? You get on here and you do it because you are pulled by your ancestors, and you don't know what's making you do it, but you do it because you have to. If I don't speak my truth, it's like I won't be able to breathe. Yeah. But don't you think I have a life? Do you think that it's not a frightening thing to what if this happens, this happens? But the biggest fear I have is not standing up for something I believe in. I don't want to regret. I don't want to have all these things in my head and then regret not saying them, not doing them, and not speaking my truth. Because if it's only one person that hears me and is able to have an effect, then that's great.
Wow. This is powerful. So thank you so very much. We've had such an empowering session today, and I would love to thank the Black Sunrise. We are so grateful for the knowledge that you shared with us and all the material that you've shared with us. It's amazing. Thank you so much, David, for all your contributions. But calling on Mayat, thank you so much. Your support on Patreon is amazing. Thank you for believing in the work. Thank you so much, Sister Gina, for all your support and everything.
Thank you for having me.
Selim, I would like to thank Selim so much for coming on the show and the resource and that he's given. And I am so grateful to all the powerful people that are on here right now. If you're watching us, I hope you took some notes, and if you've forgotten something, just go back and watch at a later date. And if you have any group, if you're in any group, please share this session with them, because I didn't even know it was going to be such a powerful session today. I didn't prepare for this. I was just going to do a very short live today, just talk about the mining situation, and then get done with it. I didn't know we were going to go this deep into everything that we've talked about. So please share this live and let people listen to the message, because the message keeps flowing out every time we keep talking about us as a people. We don't know what is going on round tables around the world. We don't know what they're planning for us. We don't know, as we sit here, we don't know what strategies have been unleashed already.
That's right.
We sit here, we don't know what is coming tomorrow for us as a people. But there is one thing that I know is true and is sure. The power of positive, you know, thinking, the power of being sure and positive about what it is that you want, because nature will respond to it.
Yes.
Nature will give you the tools you need. It's like, think of it as in the movies where they have these Hunger Games. The system will keep giving you the tools you need to win if you're willing to put in the action and do what is required. And that is, if we're living in the matrix, then that is the game. So our power to project and say we are going to survive and we're going to do what it takes. If we decide to do it, do you find it coincidental that we have gathered here and we're talking about this? I believe there are several platforms around the world where
That's
people
it.
are talking, Black people are communicating, Black people are
Exactly.
talking. But you
Exactly.
see, the action cannot come because they don't know that across the world there are people like you and me also talking about it. That is why we must spread the news.
We don't have a choice.
So
We don't
so
have a
share
choice anymore.
such conversations and support Black YouTubers family if you can. Support these. A lot of our Black YouTubers have lost their jobs for talking like this.
Hmm.
So when we start talking like this, we don't know how long it will take until our daily bread. If I have no money to buy data, I cannot come and motivate nobody. So we have to do what we need to do to make sure that our people are getting the needed information, the right information, and we're pushing this. So please, let's don't give up. Be strong, Sister Gina. Be strong. You're a strong Black woman. You know what you're talking about. Look, Gaia is a mother. The force of creation cannot create unless it possesses female character.
Yes.
So we are goddesses and we are gods.
We have to
So
continue what we're doing, sis. Both of us.
yes,
You cannot shut the door on this, because this is the seed that's planted now that's gonna it's gonna wake someone up, and that person might be the person that takes us to the next bar and the next level of protecting Africa.
I believe you.
And, that, and,
I
that,
believe you.
and that's what we need right now.
I believe you.
So
I
let's
believe you.
let's just get there. You do what you're doing. I'll do
Thank you.
what I
Thank
do.
you. Thank you.
Very much appreciated, and thank you for having us.
Thank you. I also really value all of you. Thank you and have a fantastic evening, people. Keep the Black love, Black support alive. Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right.